Along a winding road that leads to your door. Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It's FC Rostov versus Manchester United in the Europa League, and we are very excited and we are very, very happy to have you. Drop a like on the video if you like the watch along on the United Stand. Looking at the comments there, I hope you're all well. Mad Marcus is on there, George Kyle, Beck Howell, Indy Tagger, lots of regulars on there, Anthony Abderab. There's a few shout outs for you. There'll be plenty more as the afternoon goes on. Team news is about to hit any second, so I hope you're very excited. I've got no idea how this team news will go. Suffice to say, the pitch is a big issue, and how that pitch will play, obviously, is another big issue again. But we'll know the team news very, very soon. Will Mkhitaryan start the game? That is an interesting thought. Should he start the game? If he did start the game, you know what? If he did start the game, I suspect me and many others, and you as well, would be saying, why did we risk him in a game like this on a pitch like that? But you know what? Football fans being football fans, there's a big part of me thinking, I hope he plays because I love Mkhitaryan. We've got to win this game. Well, we haven't got to win this game. A score draw is a very good result. And what I want to say about Rostov from the very off, while we're waiting for the team news to come in, is this. That they are a good side. They were a decent side in the Champions League. They were slightly unlucky not to get through to the latter stages of the Champions League. They've got a good player up front, Iranian, 21. They're a home team. It's a tough pitch. But regardless of the pitch, they're a tough opposition. And we will be, I wouldn't say we'll be up against it. We are Manchester United. We should be looking to win this. If we can win this game, it takes the pressure off in a week's time where we can, maybe play some of the fringe players. But to be totally honest with you, I would be happy to get a score draw in this game, because I think ultimately the Europa League is where it all matters for Manchester United now. Somebody was saying today that we should be focusing on the Europa League. The game against Chelsea on Monday means next to nothing. We've got this Europa League game that the Chelsea game straddles these two legs of the Europa League. They're the more important games. They're the games. These are the games we need to win. I agree with that, and maybe we should go to Chelsea with the fringe players and be focused on these two legs. But tonight's result, and I'm very excited about it, tonight's result will dictate what happens on Monday and next Thursday. And have no doubts about this. Mourinho, whether you as a Manchester United manager or whether I was a Manchester United manager, would use a fringe team against Chelsea on Monday night and focus on the Europa League. Stubbornness, it's about him and it's not about the club. Well, however you want to interpret it, he will go to Chelsea not wanting to get thrashed, and Chelsea will put their first team out because they've got nothing else to play for other than the league that they've nearly won. So they will go at us, they will play their first team, and he won't want to get beat 4-5 or 6-0. So he's going to put a decent team out against Chelsea. I'm very excited about that Chelsea game, even though in the grand scheme of things the FA Cup is right down there with the League Cup. It's not the priority. It's got to be the Europa League, top four, and then the FA Cup. But an exciting few days. It's always exciting as a Manchester United manager, and as a Manchester United fan. We're not Manchester United managers. We may wish we were, but I'm very, very, very happy about it. I thought my hand was going over onto the live comments there. We don't want that to happen. We have had a few gremlins in the system with the live comments. I'm hoping it's going to work. It is working at the moment. If it doesn't, I've got a fail-safe where it doesn't look as good as it looks now, but we will have the live comments for you. So no issues with that. George Kyle wants us to use our best team. I don't know whether he's talking about Chelsea or tonight, but the team news will be coming in very, very fast for us. I'm going to get Ross on the show as well, because he always is with me when we react to the team. But give us your thoughts in the live comments. Do you want Mkhitaryan starting? Also, please do drop us a like. And you know what? We haven't done for a long time. We haven't united the United Stand Army. For those who were there at the start, you'll know what the United Stand Army is all about. When others try and take us on, we fight back. So please, I'm sure people are going to take us on tonight because I'm sure they haven't gone to Russia. Like the video. Share the video. There's a share option below. Share it on Twitter. Share it on Facebook. I remember that Wigan preview when we had 8,000 people watching before kickoff. Get sharing, get tweeting. Let's share it and let's get as many people watching the United Stand as possible, because it is your channel. It is what matters most. Real fan content. Ross, are you live with me?
How you doing, Mark?
Yeah, I'm all right. You're a bit live. You're a bit loud. You're a bit live. You're a bit loud.
Oh wow! I was quiet yesterday. That's strange.
Yeah, it might be my. See if I turn it down. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, that's all right. Okay, it might be the settings. We'll see what everybody else says in there. Martin Smith, everything's fine. Thank you. I hope you're well as well. St. Columbo wants Mkhitaryan to start. Do you want Mkhitaryan to start, Ross, or do you think we need to be resting him in sight of this pitch?
Yeah, I really liked your tweet earlier that said, basically asking the question, what would you rather, play the reserves or play the full team? And I went with play the reserves, to be honest. I'd like to, because it's a pitch, it's a horrible pitch. So the real good footballers are going to struggle to play football out there, which is why it's a perfect game for the likes of Fellaini today, because the ball's going to be in the air most of the time because the ground's dreadful. Just comment there, is Ross at the game? Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to Ukraine today, but I am here with you lot on the United stand, so halfway there. But yeah, I'd play the idiots, to be honest, Mark. I don't know if that's your thoughts as well, but that's just where I'm at.
You play the idiots?
Yeah, that's what I call them.
All right, okay. I think there's a risk with that. I mean, I'm just watching because the team news it's a very haphazard with the Europa League. It should be in the next minute, which is an hour and a quarter before kickoff, which is why we're live a little bit earlier. But I'll keep an eye on that for you all anyway. But the risk with playing the idiots, as Ross calls them, or the fringe, as many of us might call them, is that if the game was out of sight, we can't afford this game to be out of sight. And if you play people like Fellaini and Lingard, and they play badly, and we get beat 3 or 4-0. I know Barcelona did it last night, and I wouldn't put it past us, to be honest. I think we are capable of that in Europe. But there's that risk, isn't there, of if we blow the game, really.
Yeah, there is that element to it, but then the team that we should be putting out, regardless, even them fringe players, should be able to beat. I know there's a lot of ambiguity over how Rostov play and how good they are, and they are a good team, but still, our fringe players should be beating them. And I'm getting some unconfirmed lineups that we are going to see Mkhitaryan here today, and Pogba and Ibrahimovic, but it looks like Fellaini is going to start, which I'd agree with, because when the pitch is like that, you tend to play the ball in the air quite a bit because, along the ground isn't really working that well. So I'd agree with that if it's happening.
Mikey94 says that the team is Romero, Young, Jones, Smalling, Blind, Rojo, Pogba, Fellaini, Herrera, Mkhitaryan, Ibrahimovic. I mean, I don't like the look of that team at all, I'll be totally honest with you, because where's the pace? I mean, Mkhitaryan's quite fit, but where's the pace? Why are we playing Romero in goal? I don't know about your thoughts, Ross. The team isn't actually in yet officially from Manchester United. I'm sure it will be. But why would you play Romero in goal? This is our priority. That would worry me that you'd put Romero in goal tonight and then have De Gea in goal for an FA Cup tie. I mean, this is my problem. This is like Mourinho putting his ego ahead of the club. Champions League football is more important than his ego in an FA Cup quarter-final away to Chelsea. I don't understand. I understand playing maybe Fellaini because the ball bounces very high, but surely you've got to play De Gea.
I don't know, to be honest, Mark, because you know what, this pitch is horrendous, and we'd all be saying the other thing if he plays De Gea and he dies on that ground, which is pretty much like concrete, and gets injured. I'd much rather risk an injury to Romero, and perhaps that's why he's looking at it. The team that you just read out from the live comments is the same team that I've got in front of me as well. And you're looking at Ashley Young as a right back, so he's playing his obligatory game, for his new for not leaving. Jones, Smalling, Blind, it is what it is. I think this team is good enough to beat Rostov today, and it should do, quite convincingly. I think, given if they all play to their potential, and I can see why he rested De Gea. I just think that this pitch is ridiculous, and we need to shield players from injury.
I'm just having a look around. Everyone's saying, is it officially in yet? I mean, it's not official on the Manchester United Twitter account, which is what I always go with, and it's not official on the BBC either. So I can't confirm that that's the team, and I can't go off on one about what the team may be. But there is that concern. I mean, the pitch it is a bad pitch. I've played on bad pitches all my life, so I don't really have any much of a sympathy with it. I think anybody can play on any pitch. But I would have concerns about picking... you were talking about it a few minutes ago anyway, Ross. I'd be interested to see what the live comments think. It is very much a team of the idiots. It is a second string. And I would hope if it works, you've given your better players a good old rest, which is fantastic. But if it doesn't work, this is our biggest chance to get in the Champions League as things stand, which is what this season surely must all be about.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think I agree with you, Mark. I think this is our best chance of getting Champions League football as it stands to win this competition. Especially given who's playing after us as well. You tweeted it out earlier. We got Roma, with difficult opposition later on. So a big team is going to go out again in this round, which is fantastic for us. Again, though, it's the first leg, and you've got to believe, like, it won't be anything like last night, but you've got to believe that United could completely turn Rostov over at Old Trafford. So, damage limitations here. The pitch is awful. We don't want hundreds of players injured in this game. We just want them to kind of. Mourinho probably set up looking for a 0-0 or even losing 1-0 to Rostov won't be the end of the world tonight, given the fact that the second leg's at Old Trafford.
Oh no, I think the only bad result that we could get tonight. Chad Sproul saying it is a confirmed team. Let me just double check. I don't trust live comments as much as you're all fantastic. It's still not up on the Manchester United Twitter page, which is madness. But let's go that Chad is probably right. So Romero, Young, Jones, Smalling, Blind, Rojo. I mean that's a back five, isn't it? That's a back five.
I've seen a lot of tweets on Twitter saying playing a back five against Rostov. Again, he might be going ultra defensive and playing counter-attacking football, but then there's not really the pace in the team for that.
It'd be interesting. We'll go through that we'll go through that as soon as it's confirmed, like I say, and it should be getting confirmed. I don't know why Manchester United's official account is so slow, but if it was Romero in goal, Ashley Young, Phil Jones, Smalling, Blind, Rojo, a back five, maybe Ashley Young playing on the right wing, I don't know. Pogba, Fellaini, Herrera, midfield three. God, it just makes me cry, Fellaini being in the midfield. Mkhitaryan and Ibrahimovic. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, that team. I suppose there's no width. I suppose you've got full-backs of Rojo and maybe wing-backs of Rojo and Jones. It isn't a team that instills a lot of confidence or excitement is probably the word. Confidence is a bit unfair because it is a step into the unknown with Rostov. They've done quite well, but it is a step into the unknown. But it isn't. I don't think it's going to be fast and exciting because Mkhitaryan's fast and exciting, but you look around him, Herrera's not really attacking dynamic. Zlatan's not full of pace. Fellaini's got no pace. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of people saying this on the live comments, saying why are we risking Mkhitaryan in a game like this? You're resting De Gea and Valencia and Carrick, and you've not taken Rooney and Shaw, but then you're playing probably our most impactful player of the season so far, who's only just coming back from injury. You're risking him on the pitch. I mean, I don't know. Speaking specifically about Mkhitaryan, I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Ross.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I wouldn't have played Mkhitaryan today. I think you've got to wrap that guy in cotton wool. I think, even our chances in this competition and all the competitions we're in rest heavily on him. And I think we've missed him dreadfully in the games, in the cup final for one. I know we scored 3 goals in that, but we didn't play that well, and we didn't play that well against Bournemouth as well. And I think that we just lack the creative pace of Mkhitaryan. So I don't think he's the fastest player in the world, but he's quick on the ball, which speeds up our overall play. And it seems that we've been lacking that while he's been injured. So yeah, risking him tonight, I wouldn't have done it if I was the manager. I think there's plenty of players that we've got in and around the squad on the bench to play in this game apart from him. But yeah, it's going to be one of them. We're going to just wrap him in cotton wool and just hope and pray that he doesn't get injured. Because for me, I think that this weekend is a massive game, and I know Chelsea will be favourites, but I prefer that. And I think every time Man United go in as underdogs against a team, we tend to get a good result out of it. So I'm looking to the weekend. I think it's a huge game, and I want to go to the semi-final at Wembley. So for me, Sunday's the bigger game. I know it's not, maybe for United season, but for me, it's the bigger game.
Yeah, Manchester United official account still haven't confirmed it, so I don't know where people are getting it confirmed. I'm not doubting it. I'm sure it is 100% right, but I've always been somebody who just goes by the official, and I sit on the fence a lot of the time now. I don't go mad off on one. Obviously, there are certain players I would like to see playing for Manchester United. Yazir Sayed says, what's the lineup? It isn't confirmed as of the moment, but we are being told people are hearing that Romero is starting in goal, Ashley Young, Smalling, Jones, Blind and Rojo as a back five, a midfield three of Fellaini, Pogba and Herrera, and then Mkhitaryan behind Zlatan. So not really any natural width. No Martial. I do agree with no Martial and Rashford, by the way, because they are our two best flair players and they are our two best pace players. But we're obviously going to defend a lot, so I don't see where the pace is to cause them problems. And we are not a set-piece team. I know I've seen somebody just say there, we'll just defend and try and get them on set pieces. Since when have we been very good at set pieces? So I do worry about it a little bit. It's confirmed on Instagram, Lethal Lou. It is confirmed. So we'll go with that team. I'll start typing it up for you now. I'd play Fellaini on that pitch, says Google. Well, only if he's going to get injured. Did I say that? No, the injury thing doesn't really wash, because I was just saying it there. The injury thing doesn't wash because you've rested Martial, you don't risk Rashford, you don't risk Valencia, but you risk Mkhitaryan. So I don't know. There's still a massive part of me, Ross, and I don't know what people are thinking at home. There's still a massive part of me that thinks, well, Jose even said it 2 days ago, if we get through Rostov, we might have to start taking this tournament a bit seriously. I found that quite baffling, because I don't know what league table he's looking at or what remaining fixture list he's looking at, but we should be taking the Europa League very seriously now. It should be our number one priority, because it's our best opportunity to get in the Champions League. I know we can still do it in the league, but consistency, 4 months in 6th place is not bad luck. That is a consistent theme. Dropping the amount of points we have at home to bad teams is not bad luck. It's a consistent theme. Now, I admire Mourinho's confidence that he thinks he can suddenly change that and we're going to get a load of points and we're going to get top 4 and we'll be in the Champions League. But history and consistency of the last 4 months is not on his side. So this should be prioritised, and I think there are risks tonight. I know you're totally against me on that, and I admire that, because I know there's a lot of people on the live comments that aren't. But I think there's a massive risk, an unnecessary risk, and I would have played De Gea in goal. I don't care.
Yeah, the strangest thing for me with this team lineup is I think a back five can work very well as a formation, and maybe even as a formation for United going forward. But you've got potentially Ashley Young at right back, which in a starting 11 would swap for Valencia quite easy. But in this team, I don't know who would play at left wing back, if it's Blind or Rojo. But you're looking at a distinct lack of pace going forward with that. So it kind of makes the team quite lopsided. And I saw a comment from in the Twitter comments in our group chat from Joey to say that a 5 at the back might see the best in Pogba, but you're not going to get the best out of Paul Pogba if you're playing Fellaini with him in midfield. Yes, the formation might suit him, but the players he's got around him is going to kill him off in this game. It's a really, really strange lineup. It's kind of like you just said. You either rest all your key players because you're worried about them getting injured, or you go full strength. And he's kind of done half and half, and he's kind of rested the players that I wouldn't have rested, to be honest, and playing the players I think I probably would have wrapped in cotton wool, especially given how injury-prone Mkhitaryan's been for us. It just seems strange to play him.
Yeah, I've just tweeted that out, actually. I don't know what people at home think. I've just said resting players for Chelsea, and I've put ... And then I've also said that Europa League should be the priority, and risking Mkhitaryan on this pitch is a massive risk. It's a massive risk, and I don't necessarily agree with it. I'm just having a look at who's on the bench, actually, because that's an interesting thing as well. The team news. The team, for those who don't know how the Watchalong works, the team is now going on the bottom. The bench is De Gea on the bench, odd. Valencia, Carrick, Lingard, Mata, Martial, Rashford. So it actually is a very strong bench, Ross.
Yeah, very strong bench. But what do you know? What I look to in these kind of Europa League ties, if we're not going full strength, I look for a player that hasn't got a lot of game time or is going to excite me on that pitch. Like even a Fosu Mensah or someone of that nature. Even Jesse Lingard, I would have enjoyed watching him to see how he played, because he hasn't had a lot of chances, and when he does, he hasn't played that great. But looking at that team, I think there's no one that really excites me to watch. Even if Ashley Young has a fantastic game, who cares? He's going in the summer. Really couldn't care less. Fellaini has a great game. Don't really care. So it's an odd one. And the players that are playing, and if they do play well, like Pogba, Smalling, Jones, Blind. You just expect it anyway. So it's just it's an unexciting, it's a non-exciting team for me to watch. If Ibra scores loads of goals, who cares? It's got 3 games out, so it's kind of like that tonight. But I still think we'll pull a result out of the bag. I can't see us losing to Rostov.
Brandon Echeverry says Blind at centre defensive midfield. Let's go! Exclamation mark. I don't know how you figured that out. That doesn't even work. It can't be Blind at centre mid and defensive midfield where we're playing Herrera up front. He's not. He's clearly going to be. I think it will be a back. I think it'll be a back five with wing backs to get the width, and then just pack. It's a very defensive side, and I sort of threw that out this afternoon, like Ross was saying with the tweet, as to whether that's what you want. But it's not. I agree. If when you look at a team and you're not excited by it, it's a good indicator that you're not going to be excited by the game. I really hope I'm wrong on that, but there is very little excitement in that team. And Mkhitaryan thrives with fast, intelligent players around him, and the only one who fits that bill is who's going to make runs is Pogba. Fellaini, he doesn't suit Mkhitaryan. Zlatan doesn't really seem to be making the runs in the past. Herrera's going to be playing very deep. It's not. It's a very uninspiring 11. I've got to say I'm very disappointed by it because, fortunately, I'm not Manchester United manager, so it's not my risk to take. But I think it is a risk, and I think Tim Mortier says that Young could be up front. Yeah, he could be, but it's. I think what it does say to me. Leon Jones just said slow counter-attacking. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it's not like we're going to be able to hit them on the break. What it says to me is that the Europa League is not a priority. It really does. And that might upset people, but Mourinho sort of said it 2 days ago himself. It's his priority this season, this next week, is clearly a game against Chelsea that we don't need to bloody win. I've got no interest. It'd be great if we beat Chelsea. But it's the minimum. It's the bottom of the list priority. I don't care about the FA Cup in as much as I care about the Europa League and the Premier League. I'm definitely not saying I don't care about the FA Cup. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it should not be prioritised over the Europa League just because Mourinho doesn't want to get spanked at his ex-club again. That's what this just stinks of that to me. Hopefully we can get out of this game with that team with, like even Ross says, even a 1-0 win. 1-0 loss. We could do that at Old Trafford next Thursday. But it's certainly not a team that's been picked to go and make a statement, get a few away goals or anything like that, Ross.
No, it hasn't. And it's so interesting looking at all the live comments and even looking on Twitter as people guess as to how we're going to line up, because we're just guessing at 5 at the back. Blind, for all we know, could be playing at central defensive midfielder. We could be playing Fellaini on the wing. We could, if I was given that starting 11 and told to pick a formation, I'd probably stick Fellaini up top with Ibrahimovic and play 4-4-2, because it just gets Fellaini out of the middle of the pitch because he's just absolutely useless there. And he's got a job to do today, winning headers, which I think he can do quite well. But yeah, I totally agree with what you just said. Mourinho obviously doesn't want to get spanked by Chelsea. He's obviously a little bit of revenge to come, and he's picked a team. A lot of these players, I can imagine, are not going to start on Sunday. Monday, sorry.
Sorry, I wasn't being facetious. I just heard you. Well, it's going to be very interesting. We're going to find out in just under an hour's time as to what the team lineup. We know the lineup, how it's going to line up. I apologise if people think I'm being slightly negative. I know I can be. Disappointed is the word. I've actually been a massive downer on the Europa League from the very start. I never wanted to be in it. But over the last couple of weeks, with the amount of teams that have gone out, I'm watching us in Europe, and actually, I've actually quite enjoyed it. I like European football. I watched the Barcelona game last night when I wasn't live doing the thing with Ross. I like European football. I like Manchester United challenging themselves in Europe. And I really do think there's a tournament, a trophy there that we've never won before to be won. And I'm disappointed that we've gone with such a negative side. This isn't Manchester United, this team that's been selected today. It is a team of the idiots. It is a team of players that probably should not be at the club anymore, a lot of them. There's a fantastic comment in there I'm going to come back to in a moment about Phil Jones, because that's one of the worst performances I've seen from Phil Jones on against Bournemouth. He looked way off the pace. I actually felt sorry for him, and I normally will just have a go at a player when they're that bad, but I felt sorry for him. I thought if he was an animal, he needed to be put out his misery. He was absolutely rubbish. Said risk him in this game again today. You know, if you're Twan Seaby and Fosu Menzi, you just must be wondering, do I have to wait till I'm 32 to get a game? Because it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But that's another point. I want to talk positively for a moment because we do try and entertain those people who like a little dabble. It's difficult. Ross, I know, has a bet. I don't know if he's had one tonight, but we have linked up with 21Bet, as people will know. In the video description, there is a link. Let me just check that this works. Actually, he says, yeah, it is in the video description. It will take you through to the sign-up page, and you can get enhanced odds of half-time draw, full-time Manchester United win at 12-1. The sign-up link is there, like I say. Sign up. You don't have to do that bet. You can do other bets as well. I think Manchester United just to win the game are around 2-1, which is decent. But the great thing about this new sign-up offer we have with 21Bet is that on Monday at half-time on the Watchalong, like we did in the League Cup a couple of weeks ago, any new sign-ups between now and Monday, so get signed up quickly. Only 2 people might sign up, and then you've got a massive chance of winning. We've got a Manchester United shirt of your choice, home, away, or blue. Or maybe that is the away. We're giving that away from the new sign-ups on half-time against Chelsea on Monday. So it's in the video description. It takes you a couple of minutes to sign up. You have got to put a bet on to be part of that, to go in the draw. So even if you put a tenner on against for United to get a draw or whatever, the option's there for you. But get on it and sign up, and you can win a Manchester United shirt, which... is one little positive from this game. I mean, have you got a bet on today, Ross, or are you just totally avoiding it?
I'm avoiding this one, to be honest. But if I was to have a bet, it's one that I've chucked out a few times and hasn't come in as of yet. But against Rostov, potentially, I'd go with Fellaini to score at any time. Just given, I think, against European teams, I think the height and physicality of him might be a danger because they probably haven't come across as a player such like him. So that'd be my bet for today.
Kwame says, Mark, I dislike the lineup too, but I think the defensive setup rather means Mourinho is taking this opponent seriously and wants to try and win this over 2 legs. I still hate the approach though. Yeah, you know what? It's the old-fashioned European approach. Arsenal used to do it in the early 90s in this tournament. In fact, they won it with, I think Jon Jensen scored in the final. God, I'm showing my age there. They were crap. They were really, really rubbish. They used to go away from home and just grind out a 0-0 and then nick a goal at Highbury. Really, really bad. So, it has been done in the past. It could work. I've got a funny feeling, actually. I have put a bet on, and I've got Manchester United to win. Because I just got a funny feeling, we're all a bit disappointed and uninspired and unexcited by the lineup. But what I would say is we don't know a lot about Rostov. Our reserves could be good enough to beat Rostov. So I've got a funny feeling we'll get a result. We need to get a result. We do need to get a result. I'm quite surprised by such a negative and uninspiring side after such a negative and uninspiring second half against Bournemouth. I'm also quite surprised that... Pogba's playing, but Pogba, we've had that chat before, Ross. I remember in the early rounds, Pogba always seems to get picked. I think there's a bit of tidying up you need to do on the live comments, so he's already done it. Mad Marcus doing a great job. Like the video, please. Get liking, get sharing. We have our live subscriber counter in the bottom corner as well. We're desperately trying... Well, not desperate. We're trying to get up over the Manchester United attendance, which is around 74,000, is it now? I don't know what it is with the disabled seating that's going to go in. But it'd be nice to get up to about 71,500 today. If we've got any new people watching, get involved. Rostov did beat Bayern. We've had a well, you can also get involved. I'm coming back to Ross in a minute, but things keep dropping into my head. You can, if you want a definite readout on a United Stand watch along, we get so many comments, it's difficult, and I do try to read as many as possible. But FNAO has made a contribution through the super chat, which you can do if you're on your mobile phone. You'll see on the live chat thing to the right, there's a $sign. If you're on your actual desktop, you'll see it's next to your emoji. If it's available in your country, and you can make a contribution, but make sure when you do make a contribution, you put a question up because we want to say thank you back to you. And FNAO says, watch fans get deluded and get back on the stupid Fellaini bandwagon if he scores and fall for the positivity trap. He's crap and West Fosu Menza. That's my comment of the day anyway. You didn't need to read out, give us $5 for that. I would have happily read it. I will never get back on the Fellaini bandwagon. I would rather rot in hell. But he might score today. We'll have to wait and see. I'm getting a little bit of lag. I'm full aware of it, but this does happen sometimes. Hopefully that will sort itself out. Are you still there, Ross?
Yeah, I'm still here, mate.
Who plays on the wings? I think, like you say. I mean, let's cover that for a moment. What's your thoughts? How do you think that 11 is going to line up? For anybody who doesn't know what the 11 is, it's going on the bottom of your screen now. It's Rojo in goal. It may as well be Romero in goal. Young. This is not necessarily the team. Young. It is the team. The line. It's not necessarily the formation. Romero, Young, Smalling, Jones, Blind, Rojo. Name every defender you can think of. Not Carrick, Herrera, Fellaini, Pogba, and then Mkhitaryan and Zlatan. How do you think that team lines up, Ross?
I think it is 5 at the back. I think he'll probably play Daley Blind as a wing back. So I think he trusts Rojo more as a kind of central defensive player. And I think you're just looking at a straight, 5-3-1, I believe it is. But I think there'll be 5 at the back. We'll have Pogba, Fellaini, Herrera, Mkhitaryan, potentially as a diamond. It's really tough to pick a lineup given the players that he's picked. I mean, if you played a diamond, where do you play Fellaini? Is he playing in the centre? Is he playing at the back of the diamond? It's a very, very strange lineup to me. But do you know what? I think you could look at it this way. Mourinho could be potentially not testing the players, but testing the lineup against, because it is good. The thing I do like about Manchester United this season particularly is the fact that we have so many trump cards up our sleeve. We've got, players like Martial, Rashford on the bench. We've already got kind of the 4-3-3 lineup, and we've also got the 4-2-3-1. So perhaps this could be another string to our bow, given the fact that this formation has worked so well for Tottenham and Chelsea over this season. So let's try. Yeah, the positive thought is that he's trying this out, and if it works tonight in other away ties, like you said, Arsenal did, we could bring this formation out.
Oh God, I hope not. I don't want to see Manchester United playing. I don't want to see us doing this in the Premier League because I think those days in the Premier League are gone where you need to go and play defensively. I mean, we've seen so many, teams like Burnley and Bournemouth have been to the Emirates and played them off the park. So it doesn't inspire me. What I want to ask, and my next question to Ross, so I want to put up on the live comments, is maybe my opinion's wrong. What are your thoughts? Should we pick him? Is Mourinho right to pick this team? And don't fall into the trap that he's picking it because of the pitch. That's rubbish. That is a myth. He's not rested players because of the pitch, because you wouldn't risk Pogba and Mkhitaryan if the pitch was a concern. He's resting players for the simple reason that he's prioritising Chelsea over the Europa League. Now, is that right? Do you agree with that? I might be wrong. I might not. I have been wrong in the past. I might not be gauging the Manchester United fan opinion correctly. Are you happy with this team? Is he right to do what he's done? But I must just come back to that and say this is how I think the team will work out. I think it will be Romero in goal. Be obvious, isn't it? But I think what he'll do is I think it will be Phil Jones at right back. I think it will be Smalling and Rojo as centre backs, Blind at left back, Herrera anchoring the midfield, Fellaini and Pogba, Ashley Young on the right, Mkhitaryan on the left, and Zlatan up front. Maybe I'm being a little bit optimistic, but that team excites me far more than a back five with a packed midfield and no width. So yeah, and I think Ashley Young has not played. I'm probably burying my own theory here, but Ashley Young's not played at right wing for a long time, and I'd much rather see him there at right back. But if Phil Jones is playing right back, as many people have said in the live comments, I think if you're Fosu Mensah, you're just wondering what is going on with your career. Liam Gwinney thinks he's playing 5 at the back to rest some of the forward players for Chelsea. Tyrone Charles says Ashley Young on the wing, Jones at right back. And let me just whiz through. Oh no, we've had another contribution. Sorry about that. Duke Dolman is emailing me today. Thanks for that. He says he's contributed a couple of US dollars, and he says, clever, Mickey gets a warm-up, we get a cheeky 1-0 win. Positivity. And Richie CR says, Mark, I liked your video yesterday. Suarez is shit. US dollars, $2. Again, I would have read that out for free, but thanks for the contribution, Richie. I know you do really support the channel. For those who didn't see it, maybe watch it tonight. I don't normally topically react to anything. but it was making me feel nauseous, all the loving for Barcelona yesterday. So I did a Suarez is a CUNT match reaction. And lo and behold, as predicted last night, nothing in the media about the fact that Barcelona did win that game through cheating and just, it's the best comeback ever. The best comeback ever was at the Nou Camp, but it involved a goal by Solskjaer and Sheringham. 2 goals, in fact. Karisha from Jamaica says it's 3-5-2 according to MUTV. Well, let's be interested. Jerome says it sounds like the manager's gone mental. And where is Young playing? Says Alex O'Donnell. We'll find out. Nobody's really answering the question of whether... Chris Tech Tips, thanks for the £5 contribution. He says, thank you, Mark. Congratulations for 70,000 subscribers. Let's win 5-0 today. There's an element of brilliance about that comment, talking about the 70,000 subscribers. If we win 5-0 today, I'll do any little forfeit you like. I just cannot see it happening. But Ross, nobody's really answered it. What are your thoughts on prioritising the FA Cup over the Europa League? Is that a right interpretation from this team, and is that a right thing for Jose to have done?
Yeah, I'd go right against the grain here and say yes, because to me, I want to be in as many competitions as we can, and I just feel that even the team that is put out today, if they don't get a result, I wouldn't be blaming Mourinho. I'd be blaming the players on the pitch, because I still think the amount they're paid, the transfer values of them players, they should be beating Rostov. And I think we've got a great trump card, which is we take them back to Old Trafford. And again, we should turn them over at Old Trafford, regardless of who we play there. So I think it's right. I'd rather see us, turn it the other way round and see us, play a full-strength team out today and a weakened team against Chelsea. I'd be absolutely furious. So I just think that we should have enough today. I probably would have done the same thing. I probably just would have rested more players, to be honest. I wouldn't have played Mkhitaryan. I probably wouldn't have played Pogba either. I would have put Jesse Lingard on there, and I would have picked another, maybe even Bastian Schweinsteiger instead of Pogba. That's what I would have done, because for me, it's not our most important competition, the FA Cup, by a long means. But I just think a win at Chelsea could bring so much positivity. It could slingshot us forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, City drawing last night means that if we win our game in hand, we're only 3 points behind City, and the closer we are to teams ahead of us, the better. Thanks to Martin Toyne, he's contributed through the live comments, and that's fantastic. You didn't ask us a question, but maybe didn't want to. Mark, is it possible Mourinho is preparing the team for playing 5 in the back against Chelsea, says Richie CR. God, it could be. It could be. I hope not. I don't like 5 at the back, and let's hope it's not 5 at the back, because I think we're better than that. But I do agree with...
The one thing I will say about 5 at the back, just quickly, is when you're playing a team that plays 5 at the back, it's very hard to find a formation to counteract that than going toe-to-toe with it, because we've tried that and got absolutely smashed by him earlier in the season. So maybe he does just want to go toe-to-toe, because we know what formation they're going to play on Monday, because they don't have any other at the minute. So it is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is I would have liked to see a bit more pace in the lineup, a little bit more pace in the lineup, and I agree with you. Maybe Lingard could have played, but hopefully Ashley Young will be playing a little bit further up the pitch. Venom Plays makes a good point. Score prediction. I'll go first on this one. 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0. I don't know about you, Ross.
I was going to say 1-0 to Manchester United. I think we'll get an early goal, and for the rest of this game, it'll be the most boring game that we'll probably ever sit through, but I think we'll get a win.
Okay, I'm just having a quick scan through the comments. Mad Marcus donated a £5 and then deleted it. Oh no. Mad Marcus has deleted it. So if somebody contributed a £5 and Mad Marcus has deleted it through the super chat, I don't know what it said. So maybe it was somebody spent a £5 to say something nasty. I don't know what it was. But if anybody knows what was said, or Mad Marcus does, drop me a thing on Twitter. It seems a bit odd. I wouldn't mind reading that out. But talking about score predictions. Remember, if you're joining us slightly late, on the League Cup final, we gave away a signed Paul Scholes shirt. On Monday at half-time in the Chelsea FA Cup game, we're giving away another Manchester United shirt. To get in the draw, all you need to do is sign up with 21Bet, which is in the video description, the first line of the video description, I think. Go there. There's actually a sign-up offer bet if you fancy it. Game to be drawing at half-time. Manchester United win at 12-1. All you got to do, you've got a few minutes to do it. Sign up. Put a bet on, $5 or a 10 or whatever you do, and you automatically go in the draw. Now, last time I think we had about 30 sign-ups, so we had a 1 in 30 sign-up, 1 in 30 chance. We might only get 10 this time, we might get 30 again, but it's a very good chance to win a Manchester United shirt. So get signed up if you haven't already, and get on it and win a Manchester United shirt. We'll be doing that a lot more, but it's for new sign-ups between now and half-time on Monday against Chelsea, so get signed up and go in the draw. Lots of prizes being given out on the United stand at the moment. Enigma Vivid says, must trust in Mourinho. He knows what we're doing. Stay compact and grind out a result. You know what? As long as we stay in this tournament, I don't care what he does. I value this tournament now. I want to win it. I don't know what your thoughts are, Ross, and everybody at home, but to be honest with you, I would prefer top four. No, I wouldn't prefer top four. I'd like to get top four because it's done and dusted. If Champions League is going to be gained by the Europa League, we will be, no matter what, no matter how well we play for the rest of the season, we will be in that very dangerous situation that Liverpool put themselves in last year, where it's all or nothing on that Europa League final.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I just think. I think we're going to get in the top four. I don't think that we're going to have to rely on Europa League. I'm just looking at the teams around us, looking at Arsenal, the calamity that their club is at the minute. I'm even looking at City and Manchester City and Tottenham. And I have a feeling that Tottenham, like they always do most seasons, I know they're playing well this season, but they tend to collapse in sort of the last 10 games of the season because they basically play the same starting 11 all year round and they just burn out. So I think we could even look to Tottenham to drop out of that top four. I know that's quite a far out there comment, but I can just see it happening. So I think that the Europa League is a luxury. I don't think that we're going to need to rely on it for top four. I think if we just stop dropping points to stupid teams like Bournemouth, we have more than enough to get into that top four quite comfortably.
Dan Butterworth has just said that Mourinho is a tactical genius. Rostov are a counter-attacking side. You can't counter-attack against 5 deep-lying defenders, which may be fair. And he might not trust the pitch to play expansive, quick football. We've always got to find the other side of things. I'm just putting a tweet out, don't worry, and I'll be back in the game. What I wanted to talk about, Ross, is obviously we are building towards the game, but what I wanted to talk about as well is the Zlatan. I've seen a lot of people, and I'll give you your reaction to this. I'm just going to quickly pop and take a toilet break anyway before the game, but I've seen a few people saying, has Zlatan let Manchester United down with this ban? It's an interesting interpretation of things. Obviously, he's had a 3-match ban for the elbow. I'll be back in a moment. Let everybody give your thoughts on that.
No, I don't. Do you know what? I sort of praised him for what he did, to be honest. I think if I was kicked in the head, I think I'd have done a lot worse than just elbow someone back. I'd have been absolutely furious. So I think he's done a great job there, to be honest. And I back him on that. And I think it gives players, it's put a little bit of interest into Manchester United now. I mean, let me know what you think in the live comments. There's been a lot of debates over who's going to replace Zlatan in the team, and my personal thought is Marcus Rashford. But no, a lot of you think we should pump Martial up front, or even Wayne Rooney, to be honest. And it excites me that we've got all them options, and we're going to see something different. Because as fantastic as Zlatan has been, it has slightly bored me a little bit. The fact that he plays every week, twice a week, maybe even 3 games a week, to be honest. And like Jesse James just said, he's 35 years old. I mean, guy needs a rest. So I'm absolutely happy to see someone else try and fulfil the role, to be honest. personally, I'd probably go with Rashford for it. But if it doesn't work out with Rashford, we've got Martial as well. We've got Rooney. So I think I think it's fantastic. The chair is back. I love that comment. I can't actually see you, Mark. If you're back yet, are you back? He's not back yet. Live comment. You're going to have to tell me when he's back because I can't. I haven't got no visual of Mark as of yet. I've got it on a delay, but yeah, that's my thoughts on it. It'd be good live comments to tell me who you'd start up front as opposed to Zlatan. I mean, like I said, I'd play Rashford, but I know a lot of you would play Rooney or potentially even Martial. He's back. He's back. You there, Mark? Mark? Hello? Good. Your sound was off, I think.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I don't know. We're back in the room anyway. That's all that matters. Sometimes it's a bit temperamental, my microphone. People probably know this in the past.
Okay.
I don't know why it went wrong. I'll just give it a kick. Everyone's saying no audio. Well, you can hear me now. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you'd said about Zlatan, but I did find it quite funny that people would say, maybe you blamed him as well, but it's a lot of people are still saying no sound, which is interesting. Let me make sure. No, it is back. This is the
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, I don't blame Zlatan at all. Somebody stamped on his head and he gave him a bit of a dig. I know there are people out there who wouldn't have given a bit of dig. And if you are one of those righteous people, then I suppose you've got a right to say Zlatan let the club down. But if you were somebody like me, and I've played football, I'd have given him a dig. I would. So I think he had every right to do it. And I don't really have massive problems with that at all. I thought the chair stole the mic, says Ricky Clarkson. I think the chair likes to be on the show, to be honest, and obviously sabotage things while I'd gone. But yeah, I was just thinking there while I was having a slash and Ross was covering, so thanks for that. That's I am quite excited tonight. I think the team's never what you want it to be, very rarely, and it's very far from the team I would select. I think Ross would say the same. I think most Manchester United fans would feel the same. But as we approach kick-off, and it is half an hour away, the mind turns to the fact that we are Manchester United fans and we just want to win the game. You know, we're not these sort of fans who get moody about a team and think, I hope it backfires and we lose, because that's ridiculous. We need to win this trophy. I hope this team can go out and win the game 3 or 4-0. And I hope Mourinho has pulled off some sort of tactical genius. I think it's going to be quite difficult to watch. I don't think there's I struggle to watch Fellaini because he's a bad footballer. And, you know, is Ashley Young, if he is playing on the right wing, has he still got that ability? I think there's a lot of creativity in there with Mkhitaryan and Pogba, but they need to step up to the plate. But it's exciting. We're playing at 6 o'clock tonight. I don't know whether people are interested in the fact that Roma are playing Lyon at 8 o'clock. I'll be watching that. That's interesting as well. It's a tournament that I want to be in. I definitely want to be in it. And I want us to win. But I worry. I think the great thing about Mourinho is, I've said it so many times, Ross, he does things his own way, and I think sometimes he does things just to not to be obvious and to be controversial, because he said, I was surprised by the comment 2 days ago. I mean, let's come back to that for a minute for people who didn't, and it may make some sense in relation to the team he's picked. He did say 2 days ago that if we can get through this tournament, get through this round against Rostov, he's going to have to start taking the tournament seriously. I mean, how did you interpret that?
it kind of it kind of is what it is. I mean, I think it was a strange comment because I think he has taken the tournament quite seriously. To be honest, he's played full strength team pretty much the whole way throughout the tournament. So yeah, I just think he plays mind games with the media, to be honest, and he always has done. And he does, like you said, he does it his own way. He doesn't even do things to please the fans, to be honest, because he knows that the fans will back him as long as the results come. And to like tonight, if he wins 1-0 today, I think that the whole team lineup questions would just completely disappear because you'd say, "Oh, fantastic, we've got a win. Let's move on."
Yeah. How much for the chair, says Set. I think it's a bit like that advert, isn't it, with the credit card? Some things are just priceless. George, Kyle, and me. I'm drinking fresh orange juice because I need some vitamin C. Harris Khan says yes, the sound is back. I think it's been back. Hopefully, been back for a good. Then again, I do appreciate that some people are watching the live stream and they might be a few minutes behind. 4-2-3-1. With Blind at left back, says Fortune Coupe. I think I'll be more excited by the lineup if Ashley Young is playing on one of the flanks. We've not really touched on that possibility, but I would like to see Ashley Young playing on the flanks, Ross.
Yeah, let's not forget, crosses and set pieces for us this year has been absolutely dreadful. So maybe you're looking at that and looking at getting Fellaini in the box and just sticking an Ashley Young cross in. If Ashley Young's playing on the right wing, as you said earlier, the lineup will make more sense. I think it would be more of an attacking lineup, and I probably wouldn't have a problem with it, to be honest. But again, we go back to why rest Jesse Lingard when Jesse Lingard will be at Manchester United next season, and we all know that Ashley Young won't. It just seems strange.
Yeah, he does. He does. Again, he makes himself. He makes decisions his own way. I mean, I'm not saying that he listens to any of the fans or anything like that, but George Kyle says Young is good at crossing as well. He is. I was about to say that. Mark, what about the subs? Don't you think that's a strong bench? I think it's a very strong bench. And it's a very good point, Ross, that it might not be a great team, but I think football is becoming more and more like rugby. Not the fact that you can pick the ball up and batter people, but it's like there are subs benches are very important now. You can make 3 substitutions. That's quite a big percentage of a footballing starting 11. This team could be there to do a job for 60 minutes, and then for the last half an hour, you do hit them on the break with Rashford or Martial or both or Lingard. So the bench is very strong. We have said before, it's a good 11, but the bench doesn't inspire us. The bench is very strong today.
That's a fantastic point, actually, and one that I didn't really think about. That it could be a tactical masterclass. It could be you guys are out there to just grind them down, make it hard for them for 60 minutes. After that time, we bring on Rashford and Martial and absolutely blow them away, because they would. They'd absolutely blow them away, and it'd be interesting to see if at 0-0 he looks to bring Zlatan off if he plays counter-attacking as well, because let's face it, Zlatan in a counter-attacking team is pretty useless. So I'd like to see that. I'd love to see Zlatan actually subbed. Because correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think he's been subbed in any United game this season.
No, he hasn't. Yeah, well, he hasn't, has he? And of course, he won't be playing in against Chelsea. So you may as well with Martial and Rashford as options. I think that'd be a good idea. But I certainly think there's legs in that comment that we have got a very, very strong bench, and we can sort of look forward, hopefully, to that. I'm just reading the tweet there. We can certainly look forward, hopefully, to the fact that he might use that. Ryan Mullally says, why the FUCK is Young starting and Shaw not in the squad. Obviously, Shaw and Rooney not taken, but positive vibes about Luke Shaw in the press today. It was in the Mirror, and the Mirror are not very good. But they saying that Mourinho wants Luke Shaw as his starting left-back next season and won't be getting rid of him. I was slightly surprised not to see Rooney. I know you're a fan of his, Ross. Slightly surprised not to see Rooney, but I think it's just another indication of the withdrawal of Wayne Rooney from Manchester United. Maybe he was never going to play anyway because he's not a first team player anymore. But Wayne Rooney is the club captain of Manchester United. He is a massive influence on the dressing room. I'm quite surprised that you wouldn't just take him along for that reason.
I've got a feeling Wayne Rooney's going to start against Chelsea. I don't want it to happen. I want it to be Rashford, or I want it to be Martial, one of the two. But I just have the feeling that he's going to stick Rooney up top, and he might be, because I think Rooney started against Bournemouth, which is a rare start for him. So maybe Rooney and Shaw are both being rested for that Chelsea game, because I think Shaw will start definitely against Chelsea. Like you say, I think he's back in favour. I didn't think he played that great against Bournemouth, but he didn't play terribly. You know, he just played to about 50% of what he can play, which is better than any left back we have even at the minute. So you could take it either way. You could take it as a withdrawal, or you could take it that he may be being rested. Mark, I
Yeah.
have got to shoot off, mate, because dinner's ready, unfortunately.
No worry, I can hear your mum shouting.
Yeah.
You can follow Ross on Twitter at Hazard90. Thanks for coming on, pal. And are you on at half time or you got football?
Yeah, I'll be on at half time, mate.
All right, I'll speak to you later, pal. Thanks.
Cheers, Mark. Thanks, mate.
Let me just close that off because it will free up a little bit of space for me. FNAO has contributed on the live comments again with a couple of US dollars. Thanks for that. And he says, why do fans think Blind can play centre defensive midfield? And a big laugh out loud. To be honest with you, I agree with you on that one. It's something, you do the United stands, you read the Twitter every day, you do the live comments, and I have seen it a lot. There are Manchester United fans out there who think Daley Blind's a centre defensive midfielder. What I would say to that is, I don't think he is. I think even Van Gaal gave up the idea of it. He tried it. Remember, he scored in a 2-2 game against West Brom a couple of years ago. Fellaini actually scored as well. And Blind got a late equaliser. He was playing centre defensive midfield. He does an okay job there, but he's not good enough for what you need. He could play there for someone like Everton, but he's never going to be a Manchester United centre defensive midfielder for two reasons. One, he's very left-footed and his right side is not as good. And I think if you're a midfielder, you need to be capable on both sides. And two, he hasn't got the strength or the pace to run a midfield. And you can say, well, yeah, Carrick hasn't either, but he also hasn't got the positional sense of Carrick to compensate for the pace. So I don't agree with that. Going back to what Ross said there, actually, I think he's got a good point. I think Rooney might start against Chelsea, which, you know what, if we're going to replace Zlatan with Rooney against Chelsea, I'll be very surprised if we win that game, because Rooney is shot as a number 9. I thought Rooney played well against Bournemouth, and I think in that number 10 midfield position he's good. And he offers us something, but I think if you're going to play him as a number 9, you may as well not play without one. A bit like when Harry Kane plays at Old Trafford. Carlos Antoine, Mark, your thoughts on the recent turn of rumours on Griezmann? I haven't actually seen them, if I'm totally honest. And I mean, I can go and have a look at them for you now. Let's have a look. Griezmann, because I have been mugged off before in the live comments with lies, and it's always best to check out for yourself. But I'm still of the opinion that Antoine Griezmann will be coming to Manchester United. Liverpool legend Ronnie Whelan wants Griezmann at Liverpool. Can't see anything of real note in relation to him. The summer will take care of itself. I'm excited about the summer. I really am. And obviously, for those people who watch the United Stand, and if you are new, make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We are big on transfers. I enjoy transfers. I know a lot of people don't. They're like, oh, I hate talking about transfers, but we've got to talk about this. I like talking about transfers because I like educating myself, whether they come to Manchester United or not. I like having quite a broad knowledge of world football, and I like knowing about certain players, because they might not come to Manchester United, they might go to another club, and you've got to know about them, what their threat level is. So it is something that interests me. I do think Griezmann will come, but we'll have to wait and see. Will Suarez come to Manchester United, says Chopaholic, over my dead body? I don't want that absolute cretin at Manchester United. Verratti likely the replacement for Carrick, says Audi Alexander. I think he'll go back to Italy. Soward Ahmad, no harm starting Zlatan. No issues with Zlatan starting. It's common sense. He can't play in 3 of our next British games in the FA Cup and the Premier League, so of course he's got to play tonight and next Thursday. A quick look. Oxlade-Chamberlain to Manchester United. A few people have said that. And Shaka Phillips is on about goalies to replace De Gea. I don't really want to get swamped down with transfer news at the moment because we have got a very, very, very... And I think, despite the team not being the team we want it to be, and for those who can't read, it is going on the bottom of the screen now, but I'll read it out for you. Romero, Young, Jones, Smalling, Blind, Rojo. So 5 defenders, we think. Herrera, Pogba, Fellaini, Mkhitaryan, Zlatan. It's a very defensive lineup. It's not our first team. The one that really stands out to me that shocks me is not putting De Gea in goal. A goalkeeper can play every game 3 times a week. It's not about fitness for a goalkeeper because they're not running around 100 miles an hour. Goalkeepers could play 4 or 5 games a week. So not playing De Gea away in a hostile atmosphere, in a difficult game on a difficult pitch, that is the one selection that to me says Mourinho is not that fussed about this tournament at the moment and the FA Cup is more important to him. Which I've got to say, I've got to be honest, is baffling. Why is an FA Cup game more important than a tournament that will get you in the Champions League? But hopefully, I'm reading that wrong. My score prediction: Jack McGee is 1-0. And did you see Sanchez laughing at the 1-5 loss? Yes. According to BT Sport, Blind is playing holding midfielder, says Liam Gwinney. I don't know how that... I wouldn't trust BT Sport anyway because some of the pundits they have on there have got the brains of a rocking horse. But how would playing Blind as a centre defensive midfielder work considering we've already got 3 midfielders playing in there with Fellaini, Herrera and Pogba, none of which can play wide. So why put... It wouldn't make sense. You'd be playing a flat back 4 and then 4 central midfielders. There's no width. It makes more sense to me that if we are playing a flat back 4, Jones is at right back and Young goes to one of the flanks with Mkhitaryan and then it's Herrera, Pogba, Fellaini midfield 3, which he always seems to do. So I'd be very, very surprised, but we will wait with interest and see how the team lines up because I think it will be very interesting. There's nearly 1,300... There's nearly 1,300 of you watching the United Stand at the moment. Please do drop a like on the video. It'd be nice to get 1,000 likes. The last few watch-alongs, I've had Mad Marcus with me, but he's not joining me today. He's in a sulk. I don't know why. Apparently his stream will be lower. How he watches it will be slower than me, so he doesn't want to do it. We'll have Ross back at half-time. So I have done watch-alongs before where it's just me and the live comments. It's a lot of effort for me, but in a way... I like it because it's me and you and you're massively part of it because I will just be reading lots of live comments out. So the way I look at it is we're still 19 minutes off. Give us your thoughts. There's a lot to watch at tactically in this game. So I want your thoughts on that. I like a few little jokes. You've got a few little analogies. I like those, brains of a rocking horse or whatever. I've just done that one, haven't I? So that sort of thing. I love all that. But yeah, do drop a like because we can't do these videos without you lot. And I think you undervalue yourself sometimes. So when you like a watch along, especially, you are liking your content. Obviously, the top left-hand corner, you can see it says FC Rostov 0, Manchester United 0. That will change as the goals go in and the players who score will go in the black bits underneath. It says 56-53 at the moment. That's just the timer. When the game starts, the timer will start so you can sync in with us. I know there's always a slight delay in relation to YouTube live streams and what you're watching. So if you want to be second for second, that's why we have the timer. Or if you're not watching the game, we will keep you updated with what's going on, obviously, once the game starts. What else? Team news is going along the bottom. That will stay up for you there so you can see who the starting lineup is and who the subs are. That is not the right team. Oh, no, it is because I saw De Gea, Valencia, Carrick, and then I realised they're on the bench. Ridiculous. If you want to subscribe to the channel, it's in the bottom right hand corner. There's a little sort of hologram thing. Click that and subscribe. And what I need to say is we've got a lot of people watching. Make sure that when you do subscribe or you have subscribed, make sure you are subscribed because YouTube has this horrible tendency of unsubscribing you from channels that you want to watch. It's done it to me. I actually subscribe to channels. And make sure you click the bell. There is a bell when you subscribe. It should be under the under the screen should see that. Make sure you click that, because then you'll get notified when we go live, and we're a live content channel. A little bit of a shout out for anybody who's new. If you do subscribe, get a comment there and we'll give you a shout out. We've got a fantastic community on the live comments. I think you've found a fantastic community of Manchester United fans. We do shows like Skype Goldbridge. We normally do it on a Monday, but because of the fixtures and I was away at the start of the week, we're doing it tomorrow night, 8:30 tomorrow night on a Friday night. Skype Goldbridge. You Skype in, you talk. You set the show, and we've taken people from that Skype Goldbridge and brought them more into the show for other videos. Sunday Night Live at 8:30 every Sunday night for an hour. It's topical, it's debate. What else have we got? United Ramble will be back this weekend. We're basically live at 8:30 every night, and then we throw in extra content like me going live at Monday night at 11 o'clock in my hotel room for an hour. That was interesting after a few drinks. Tomorrow night at 10:30 ranting about Suarez. So there's loads to get involved in, and we want as many people to get involved with the United Stand as possible. And any ideas you have to enhance the channel is great. Brad McNamee, look on Twitter account United Stand. I can't. I don't know I can't do that, Brad. I'm live on my own at the moment. But we've got 71,000 subscribers. We'd like to get to around 72,000 tonight. It is possible, but we need people to share the video. You can do that below the video. Facebook, Twitter. If you're on an account, copy the link or share it from underneath. That would be fantastic. We need to get this United Stand Army going. We need to get this United Stand Army 100% going. We started the season, we were massive. You've all started to drift off a bit, and I think it's a bit of complacency because Manchester United aren't doing things great at the moment. But this game is very, very important. Don't fall into the trap that you're not happy with the team. This team gets a result tonight. We get a result next Thursday. We go into the next round, which is the quarterfinals of the Europa League. And then we're 3 rounds away from the final. I'm massively, massively behind this tournament now. I was negative about it, but I am massively behind it. And I want us to do well. Michael Evans has just subscribed to the channel. Welcome, Michael. Get involved. Liquid Hills talking about Arsenal Fan TV. God, I could talk to you all night about that. It's funny what it's doing. It's a pantomime. It's a pantomime. That's what it is. Come on, Rostov, says Tommy Kelly. Obviously not a United fan. Gary's an Everton fan. He says Everton are going to win the league. I think he's playing FIFA. And Ryan Kirkpatrick is a Liverpool fan. We'll say no more. And Roy Keane has subscribed, and he's from Finland. You've just reminded me, Roy Keane. I know you're not the real one. It'd be fantastic if you were. Mason Jones has subscribed to the channel as well. And Always Think Clearly subscribed since the Leicester v United game in the Community Shield, which was a year ago. Alan Paul's worried about the pitch. And Chris is an Arsenal fan. He says they're going to win the league as well. And Harry Price says, hope your mum's okay. Thanks for that. And he's not doing a mum's joke. My mum was rushed into hospital on Monday night, but she is out and she's fine. So thank you very much for that. Morgan Griffin wants a shout out. I'll tell you what I do like to do. Personal thing. I can't read them all out when you've done it, but please do get commenting and tell me where you're watching from. Mason Jones, you've had a shout out. Hashul Arjan, well done. Yours just subscribed. That's fantastic. No Asmoon tonight, says Mark. Chad Sproul. Oh, of course, he's their star player. So, Chad, give us a little bit more on that. When I'm live, I'm a bit like a mushroom. I'm in the dark. He's their best player. He's from Iran. I forget what his surname is. It might be Asmoon, but he is 21. He's called the Iranian Messi, or they liken him to Zlatan. He's 6'1". He's their top scorer. He's a very good player. So I don't know why he wouldn't be playing. But there you go. Faris is watching from Kuwait. CJW21 is watching from Birmingham. We've got Crew from MUFC Ben. Pennsylvania from Jack Strand. Jamaica, Toronto, Jamaica. We get a lot of people watching from Jamaica. I think we need a United Stand. What I want to do is we get bigger and bigger, and it's totally selfish. I want to start United Stand fan clubs in every country, and then I'll come over with one of the others, Mad Marcus or Ross or somebody, and we'll have a get together every year. And Jamaica's high on the list, so I want these fan clubs to start up. North Cyprus, that'll do as well. Damuso, I'll have some of that. Miami, Florida, there's Latin 92. Yep, Dublin. I've seen Dublin. Definitely want to go home to Dublin. I haven't got my Man United top on, but I lived there for 3 years. Love it. Lots of people from Jamaica, Nepal, Vancouver. Not many Australians tonight. South Africa, Nabulis, brilliant. India, Singapore, Michael Scofield. Yeah, not many in Australia. I wonder why that is. It's probably because it's about 5 a.m. Redditch, I know where that is. India, Debuta, South Africa, Harris Kran, Sheffield, Malaysia. What channel's the game on? I don't know that country. Nepal, Dublin from Minecraft. I need to get back to Dublin. Marco's from Norway. A few from America. I think New Zealand and Australian army representatives are probably not going to be on because it is ridiculous o'clock. I'm bad. I'm not bad on geography. I'm bad on what the time might be. But do let us know what time it is there, especially in places like India and America. I love this bit. It's only a few minutes before the show. But I do love interacting with you all wherever you are because it just makes me smile. Inside and out, what a fantastic community of Manchester United fans there are worldwide. Stoke-on-Trent represented in the house. That's James. Serbia, says Nicola. LA, I want to go there as well. Get that, LA. You know what? I'm putting this out to you now. I'm not joking. I want United Stand fan clubs all around the world. So, LA, Jamaica, Australia, India, wherever. Get spreading the word about the United Stand and let's get these fan clubs up and coming because I'll come over and I'll do a chat and I'll bloody love it. And yeah, brilliant. And totally selfish reasons as well. I just like travelling. Morocco, I'll go there. And it's 11:19 in India. It's 12 p.m. in Minnesota. It's 11:20 p.m. in India. Yep, so about 20 past 11 in India. Morgan Griffin says it's 10 to 6 in Whitby, England. Funnily enough, it's 10 to 6 here. Match starts at 12 noon in Texas, Ryan Allen. It's dedication. It is dedication because if it was midday here, it'd mess your day up. And Abdullah is watching from Minnesota as well. Remember that it's 10 a.m. in LA. Don't remember that. You can do if you want. There should be a global Mark Goldbridge fan club. I'm only joking. Deutschland, says Emmanuel. Germany, yes, very good. James Gromnick says Manchester United the best team in the world. It's 8 p.m. in Lebanon. If you wanted to know that. That's interesting. I like doing that for a few minutes. Remember to drop a like on the video. There's lots of you watching. And what I always say to you as well is that I know a lot of people watch, but they might not have signed into YouTube. Sign into YouTube, then you can like the video and you can share it. And you can also get involved in the live comments, which is obviously what we want. I want as many people involved as possible because I have no Mad Marcus today. It is just me for the game. Some people say they prefer that. Some people say they hate it. But I will be interacting with a lot with you. Bear with me with things like the score and Twitter and stuff because obviously I do try and update a lot of that while I'm live. We will do a Valencia versus Mickey video. Don't worry about that. Latvia, Trinidad. I would like to go there. It's 12:50 in Jamaica. I wondered what time it was there. It's also 12:50 in New York. I definitely want to go there. My girlfriend fancies you, says Harry Price. Someone's got to. Don't worry, Harry. I would never do anything like that. I hate cheating, whether it's Suarez or someone nicking your wife. I hate it, and no one's nicked my wife. They wouldn't want her at the moment. As beautiful as she is, she's giving birth in about 2 months' time to a boy. I don't think I've told anybody about this. I probably did about Christmas, and I am very nervous about this sort of thing because I have got 2 girls, and we decided to have a third, and we didn't decide to have a third for a boy because that's not the way to do it. So we are having a boy. It's coming in June, so it's going to be interesting summer Manchester United transfer wise, but it's going to be very interesting. You might find me doing videos with something in my hand. You might find me doing videos at 2 o'clock in the morning, which will help the global fan channel support because I know you like them sort of videos at that time. But a boy it is. We've not named him yet, but very excited about that. There you go. I love Alan Partridge. You are right. Thanks for congratulations. Lots of you congratulations. I'm sorry, I thought I told you a lot about that. So that is big, exciting news. So no one's going to be running off with my wife unless they fancy a big bump with it as well. Some people do. Some people have a pregnancy fetish. Each their own. Just not with mine. Lots of you saying congratulations. That's fantastic. And I didn't like how Barcelona cheated. I'm in my 30s. I do look like I'm about 25, but I am in my 30s. Lots of you are subscribing. Thank you. Keep getting involved. It is a community. It is the United Stand Army. We stick together. We have fun together. We banter together. And that's the way football should be. And thanks for everybody who commented on the video in the week, giving us some ideas about what you like, what you'd like to see us do. Very, very important. This channel will always be dictated to by you lot. So very, very important. We are very, very... Liam Gwinney, I would love my son to play for Manchester United. It's a long way off. Lunky Snake 942, you should tell the story of the United Stand. We did do that before. The video should be up. We did do that. If we get to 100,000 subscribers, I'm sure we're going to have to do something a bit special, aren't we? So subscribe, tell your friends, get everybody involved. We want a community. We want it to be laid back. We want banter. We want everyone to get on. We don't care if you support other clubs. We don't want to create what Arsenal Fan TV have done, which is a pantomime. Got nothing against Robbie. He's a nice bloke. He's done a fantastic job with Arsenal Fan TV, and he's reaping the rewards. But that is a bit pantomime, and I don't necessarily agree with what they're doing with their manager. But that's another club. What we want to do at the United Stand is we're the first to have the live comments. We will stick with the live comments. We will stick with the Skype shows and getting every one of you on because you have been fantastic, and that's the way we want to go. Organic growth is very important. We only grow if you share. So share the video, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, tell your friends, get people involved, and we will keep communicating with you. And I just want to say as well, because we're getting close to kick-off, video description, sign up with 21bet. Just sign up, put a bet on, £5, whatever. You can even do it with the 12 to 1. There's still time to do it. Just click the link in the video description. Very, very important. If you sign up and you put a bet on, you will go into the hat to win a Manchester United shirt on Monday at half-time in the Watchalong. So sign up. If you're a person who likes a bet, you've got to be over 18. Gamble responsibly. I know a lot of people like betting who like football. I certainly do. Sign up with them. Get yourself in the hat because we will be giving that United shirt away. But you've got to enter. You've got to put a bet on to go in to the draw for that. Fantastic odds. Fantastic odds of winning because there's not going to be hundreds of people signing up. There might be 30. There might be 40. There might be 10. But you give yourself a massive opportunity of winning a 60 quid United top. And we might be able to get it signed for you as well. Hit the like button. Yes, Ashley Morby, that would be great. I fancy the chair. The timer has stopped because the timer hasn't started, because the game hasn't started yet. I need to start setting up. This is where I need you to all bear with me for a moment. Hopefully I haven't just messed up the audio, but if I have, do let me know. I'm just about to start setting up the time. Suarez is a fraud like Fraudiola in Man City. Well, they did say about Man City, didn't they, that can Pep Guardiola do it away at Stoke on a wet autumn night? The answer, he can't do it at home on a nice spring night at an empty Manchester Stadium. I do have a baby face. It's a good and a bad thing. I mean, this is a conversation for the Mark Goldbridge channel. You should all join me on the Mark Goldbridge channel when we have a proper Q&A, which I need. It's hard to fit in this week because there's so much going on. But I like doing that on my channel, and we do have a Q&A. Teams are coming out, so let's start moving towards that. It's me and thee. It's me and thee. So get involved and give me your thoughts on who's playing well and who's not. I can't bounce to Mad Marcus today because he's bottled it like Arsenal and PSG. And I want your thoughts. I'm just putting a tweet out so I can share this. I urge you to, if you go to under the video where it says share, please share it on your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever you've got socially. Please share the link. It helps us grow. And that's what we want to do for you. And the bigger we get, the more prizes we can give away. I personally want to be able to, I've spoken to 21bet and said, can we do this as a weekly thing? Give a prize away a week to new sign-ups. And that is a distinct possibility. So make sure you have signed up on the video description. Put your bet on. You go in the draw. You win a shirt. I'm excited. I'm getting excited. I don't know about you lot. I am getting very excited about this game. I want us to win it. I want us to win the FA Cup. What's this? It's a good Zlatan fan says, Mark, does United Stand pay for TV sports subscription if you get picked to host? We don't, But we don't make a hell of a lot of money doing this. So if you want to contribute to the United Stand, the super chat option is always open on the live comments. If you do contribute to the channel, some people have a problem with it, but a lot of people do it through Twitch for their favourite gamers. So it's a new thing YouTube have started. You can contribute to this channel through the super chat, which is the $sign, which you'll see at the side of your live comments or underneath them. But what we do is we've got a couple of people who are interested in getting involved in the channel, and we will provide them with editing programs, with green screens and things like that. So if you are good enough, we will get you on. And there's a lot of people trying to get involved with the United Stand at the moment. And the first step is always Skype Goldbridge, and we take things from there. So there is a lot to get involved with. And we're always looking for new voices, new ideas, especially people Manchester based. I've got a couple of lads who go to the games. They're going to start doing a few things for us. But if you are Manchester based, you fancy filming yourself outside Old Trafford and doing stuff like that, there's loads of opportunities. But you don't have to be Manchester based. You can be India, you can be America, you can be Australia. There's fantastic opportunities, and we always are looking for people to get involved, especially in light of what I've just said there. I'm not rambling. Don't worry, the game has not kicked off. But especially in light of what I was just saying there. You know, I've got a child coming, another child coming in June. We all have a job. I like the United Stand because the United Stand, other fan channels do it full time. I've got nothing against that. But if it's your full time job, are you really a fan channel? Because if it's your full time job, it's like when I go to work, I have to work hard. I can't take risks. I can't lose my job. So if it's your full time job as a content provider, then you lose that flippancy that I have and Ross has and Drawty has and Marcus has, that this is not my wage, this is not my job. So I can come on and say, Mourinho, what are you doing with that team? Can you do that as a fan channel? No, because if you upset too many people, you might cut off your living. Juan Garcia has contributed a couple of US dollars. He says, you're great, Mark, keep up the amazing content. I know it does get said by a lot of people, but I'm not being insincere when I say this. You are all fantastic and I love doing it, even the ones who give me the banter. The game is about to start. It is a bad pitch. I'm just about to click the timer for you. We are off. Good. And the timer's running, which is great. So we're off. We're up and running. First few seconds, we just want to see what the team is. Daley Blind is sort of playing as a left winger. Yeah, it's difficult to see what this team is. Daley Blind is definitely playing on the left. Fellaini is anchoring the midfield. Ashley Young is playing on the right. Rojo and Smalling. I can't see where Phil Jones is at the moment. It's very confusing, this start at the moment. Give us your thoughts. I can't see where Phil Jones is. Daley Blind is basically looking like a left back, a left winger. Rojo and Smalling are the centre backs. Ashley Young's looking like a right back. Fellaini looks like he's the defensive midfielder. Pogba and Herrera ahead of him. I'm a bit confused about what Mkhitaryan and Phil Jones are doing at the moment, but bear with me. St. Columbo says it is a 3-5-2, but JB says it's a 4-2-3-1. Right, yeah, Phil Jones is centre-back as well. Bear with us for a few minutes here. We've got to also gauge what Rostov are doing. We've got to also try and understand what Man United are doing. Right, Mkhitaryan's basically playing up front with Zlatan. Fellaini is... Ashley Young's getting 4. Yes, I would go with probably 3-5-2. It's a good start for United. Pogba should have scored again. Zlatan lays it back on an absolute plate for him, and Pogba misses a sitter again. Disappointing from Pogba. It was exactly the same as the one in the last few minutes against Bournemouth. He swings at it and misses it. You could blame the pitch on this one though. You could blame the pitch for it. Robin Hammond says quarterfinal, here we come. Mkhitaryan is basically playing up front. It's a funny old thing. Ashley Young getting down the right, which is good to see. Herrera and Pogba and Fellaini and Daley Blind. Yeah, it is a. Yeah, it's definitely a 3. It's a 3-5-2. That is the formation. Daley Blind is very, very far forward on the left. Ashley Young very forward on the right. A flat 3 of Jones and Rojo and Smalling, and then Fellaini and Pogba and Herrera interchanging as a midfield 3. Zlatan off Mkhitaryan. It's quite an expansive side, to be honest. So all our negativity collectively, which I think was justified. My only slight concern is that Ajax are losing 1-0. I'm not concerned about that. My only slight concern about it is that Fellaini's playing as basically the anchor midfielder. But need to keep a little bit of an eye on Rostov. Fellaini's just been absolutely flawed there, but he's got up and won it back. It's been a busy start. It's been a busy first few minutes. When is the kickoff, Jane Danish? Well, the timer underneath 0-0 is an indicator that we have kicked off, and it is currently 0-0. But I am quite encouraged by the first few minutes. I don't know what anybody else thinks. Pogba needs to work on his finishing, says Chris John. I do agree with that. And Matthew Pipe says, Dracula, shut up, it's the pitch. Oh, I don't know what you're on about. Timer, Mark says, Adrian Smith. Timer's been running for a long, long time. Phil Jones clearing there. He needs to have a better game. And Brendan Tomboy says that Pogba needs to start making these sitters. Stephen Jeward would like to see us playing fast football and not long football. Of course, that's very difficult in a game like this because of the pitch. And I think we've gone with a lot of height and strength because the pitch is difficult to use. And it's got a big bounce on it. So there's going to be a lot of balls in the air. So from that point of view, I knew Fellaini was going to start tonight 100%. And I think Smalling starting is important because he's our best player when it comes to crosses it into the box and the opposition. So I agree with Smalling playing. Pogba obviously is tall, Zlatan's tall. But I'm excited by when Mkhitaryan's playing. Mkhitaryan is more or less playing up front, which is good to see. And Pogba's trying to get forward as well. And it's Herrera and Fellaini's job to sort of play defensively. But we've not seen a lot of Rostov so far. And they are a physical side themselves. But 5 minutes in, I'm quite encouraged by it because we're not just talking about tonight. We're talking about the second leg as well at Old Trafford. Could this team come to Old Trafford if they were to get a result tonight and cause us problems? And 5 minutes is obviously way too soon. But apart from physicality, which you would expect, the referee seems to want to let the game run and run. Pogba's got to be very careful because obviously Russian crowds are known for their racism. And he did get taken down there. I'm not saying it was a racist tackle, but they are known for being racist. Some Russians, they have had problems with it in the past. It wasn't a particularly bad foul, actually. I think Pogba made a meal of it. But it's our first opportunity to get across into the box. And we have got height in the box. And Ashley Young, if he is on the free kick, it may well be Mkhitaryan. There's a lot of height in there. Chris Smalling, Zlatan, Pogba, Fellaini. And we need to start being better from crosses. We've picked a very, very strong team tonight. And Ali's just contributed through the live comments with $10. I've not seen Ali for a while. Welcome, Ali. He says, cheers, Mark. These players are tall. Could be a hard game. Cheers, United Stand. Which I think is a very good comment because we are tall. I'm sure Rostov are tall as well. But it's Daley Blind on the free kick. It's a looper, but it's straight into the keeper's hand, which is a shame. Bit of a wind there. I probably took it to there. But Ali is in the house. A lot of people know who Ali is. But yeah, we've got to use that height today. But at the end of the day, you go to bed. Rubbish joke. At the end of the day, would we take 0-0 right now? Of course we would. So anything gained from this game is a positivity. Shrek the Ogre says, Ali, the United Stand legend, is black. Don't blame the wind, says Rachel MFC. Yeah, we're not Liverpool. Please get liking the video. I want to get 1,000 likes before half time because already, as you can see, with Nomad Marcus, I'm very reliant on live comments, and you've already made loads of good comments. So I want us to get 1,000 likes for all you lot, so I can applaud you. And love from South Africa, says Slats Ibrafish. Got some interesting stuff going on with South Africa from April. So keep an eye out for that. The best team in the world are short, says Moada. And I want the real game, says Romano. United's Twitter has confirmed that it is 3-5-2. Says United in the stands chance. I think we can all confirm that it's a 5-3-2, 3-5-2 anyway. You can see it with your own eyes. I like it. I like the fact that Blind has got a left foot and... everyone's got a left foot, but a good left foot at football, and Ashley Young's got a good right foot. And if they can get forward and we can use some of this physicality, there's an opportunity there. But the scrappy's not a bad thing for us. AJ Nels, also from South Africa, and Daniel Sheehan says half decent start. It has been. And Kwame says that they're already looking to exploit Jones's side. It's clear that this is their game plan. An eventful 8 minutes. It's not always that you have no idea what Manchester United's lineup is going to be, and it has been an eventful minutes. A few minutes trying to figure that out, but I think we're all settled on a 3-5-2. Where's Fosu Mensah, says Sandeep D. A good question. Probably playing FIFA. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But, it's a conversation we've had plenty of times. He doesn't seem to want to use him. He seems to want to use people that won't even be here next year. But those people need to step up to the plates that we don't moan about it. A long ball forward there. We shouldn't be getting caught on the break with the amount of defensive players we've got playing today. Well dealt with by Rojo and Smalling, to be fair. Herrera's gone wide to Young. Leave it, Pogba. Okay, there are gaps there. Mkhitaryan definitely playing up front with Zlatan, which is very, very interesting. Herrera's just on the attack here. He has found Zlatan, who stayed on side on the edge of the box. Finds it into Mkhitaryan. He nearly found Young. Herrera with a high foot there. Not deliberate, so we'll let that go, ref. There's no need to do anything more about it. But I like the fact that Mickey's playing up front, because I think if we get the ball to him, he will create chances. And I've always liked Mkhitaryan centrally. So it's interesting. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just reading something there, as I always do. Watched, liked, shared, also liked, subscribed and shared. Matthew Pipe, thank you. Mike Lilly and his family a shout out, says Damien McKee. That's done. So defensive, says BTP Nation. Any thoughts on the pitch condition, says Nigel Jones. It's not a great pitch, but to be honest with you, I'm not really sympathetic of things like that. I've played football, you've played football. Some of the pitches I've played football on, Sunday mornings, lunch times at school, playing with a tennis ball on concrete. Did we break our legs? No, we didn't. Of course, footballers are mollycoddled these days, protected by referees, playing on carpet football pitches. But it is what it is. What were the betting odds, says AJ Nell? I think United to win at 2-1, and at the moment I know it's very early days, but I can see that happening. So I don't buy into this pitch thing. Yes, it's not a great pitch, and that the only thing about the pitch I would say is that it will impact on passing the ball on the ground. But this whole are we going to get injuries, stuff like that, I think it's a bit of a smokescreen. And apparently we complained about it to UEFA, but what if UEFA had said, okay, then we'll cancel it and you can come back next week and play on another pitch? We didn't want that to happen either, so of course it was a bit of a smokescreen. Mickey's in, good defending, but we are getting opportunities. There's space in this game. Ashley Young might be able to whip a cross in here. He's got time. He's got to be. He's got to put. Don't be Valencia and take too long. He's put a good cross in there. Back post. Zlatan really does get in the way of Herrera. Oh, it's a bit of a shame actually. Ashley Young puts a cross in. Zlatan's going backwards. Fellaini's there. Fellaini really should be shouting at Zlatan. I want this, but you know Zlatan is Zlatan. But it's there for Fellaini. It's not a good header for Zlatan, and it comes to the edge of the box, and Herrera just blasts it on the volley. Probably should do a little bit better, but it is a decent scissor kick in the air. Pitch is all right. Stop crying, says Russ Vlogs. Yeah, I believe in that as well. But good start, very encouraging start by Manchester United. I like the formation; it's worked quite well. He is Manchester United manager Mourinho, and he should be making decisions like this that us as fans are a bit sceptical about. That then do come to fruition. That's what he gets the big money for. But I tell you what. If we get any result tonight, I'll be happy. Score draw is probably the ideal. A win is the fantasy. I don't think it's a fantasy, but it's the one that will make us most happy. And a 0-0 draw, I take that. Because I just think the great thing about European football, and we saw it with Barcelona last night, is until the final, you've got a home leg to get it round. And second leg at home is always massively important. Don't forget the scores, Mark. I won't. It's 0-0 at the moment. Will we survive against Chelsea without Zlatan, says Jake Green? Of course we will. I'm very excited. I've been saying this since Christmas. I'm very excited about Manchester United at the moment anyway. I know the performances haven't always been that exciting, but being in all the tournaments, we're playing lots of games. It is exciting. Rostov are a really divey side, aren't they? They just keep going down, clutching their face all the time. It's like they're trying to get yellows and red cards for everybody. It doesn't even touch his face. He literally runs into Mkhitaryan and then goes down clutching his face. Ali's contributed again. He says, I don't know why. I don't want to jinx us, but we are playing well. I agree with that. Why are you by yourself on the show tonight? We normally have Mad Marcus on, but he couldn't do it tonight. And I've done it on my own in the past before. And to be honest, I don't mind doing it because I can link in with the live comments. So I don't mind doing it as and every now and then. It's fine. If you are new to the show, make sure that you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Click the bell so you get notifications when we're live, because we are live pretty much every night. And let us know if you are a new subscriber and we'll give you a shout out. Rostov are a pub side. We should be beating them easily, says Tyrone Williams. That's a very interesting comment from Tyrone, to be fair, because a lot of people, I think, were disrespectful about Rostov, saying, oh, we should easily win this. I think we should beat them over two legs. I really, really do. I do. But I also think that they were in the Champions League. They beat Bayern Munich. They are quite a decent side. And at their place, it's difficult for us. We shouldn't they're not FC Midtjylland of last year. They were a Danish pub side. They are a decent side. And any result against them will be decent. I thought the Rostov manager looks like Ander Herrera in a coat. But no, United are in control. We're away from home, obviously. We still know that by now. But we are the ones dictating the play. And I think with that flat back three, as the very intelligent person said in the pre-match live comments, you can't hit a team on the break that's playing a flat back three, because they'll play quite defensively. So at the moment it's working quite well. We're not in any rush. There's not really been any good chances created as of yet, but 0-0 doesn't cause us any issues really. I mean, Rostov have had to make a substitution actually, which for that last foul that apparently Mkhitaryan made, which he didn't, which was barging Mkhitaryan himself. So serves you right is what I would say. Hoof it up to the tree, says Moadal. Well, we can't do that because Fellaini's not playing up front. He's playing as the defensive midfielder. Zlatan with a speculative shot there. Abdirashak Ali is not actually watching the game, but he's obviously watching the United stand. Are United not trialling the formation for Chelsea as they play 5 at the back? Well, Chelsea play a 3 at the back, don't they? Which you can say 5-3-2. You can also play 3. You can also say it's a 3-4-3. Well, Chelsea play 3-4-3. We're not playing a 3-4-3 today. We're definitely playing a 5-3-2 because we've got 2 up front in Mkhitaryan and Zlatan. He's robbed his pocket there, Blind, and we're looking to switch the play a lot, and Rostov have cut that one out. But Phil Jones is now out of position. But the wonder of that is you've got 2 centre-backs. They've got us now, though. Phil Jones did come out of position, and that sort of left us a little bit exposed, but a good block by Rojo there. Jones needs to show some discipline in that position. He got pulled out of position too easily, and then they get in down that right-hand side, which one of you was saying in the live comments is obviously our weak side. Phil Jones was obviously shocking against Bournemouth, and we need to see more from Jones because he has played quite well up until that injury. He looked very rusty against Bournemouth, so we need to see a better performance from him today, and hopefully we'll be a bit sharper. They are a counter-attacking team, Rostov, 100%. Formation is a 3-5-2. So you've got Blind and Young as effectively wing-backs, with Jones, Rojo and Smalling back 3, Fellaini, Herrera, Pogba, and then it is Zlatan and Mkhitaryan up front. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? I'd expect. I mean, a lot of people talking about Pogba. I would expect Pogba to run this sort of game. I think he's better suited to European football because it's slightly slower than Premier League football, and he's used to that. Obviously, he spent his formative years at Juventus, where he did very well, and he's played a lot of Champions League football, so he's used to European football. And I would expect Pogba to have a better performance in this game. They are going down a hell of a lot trying to get Mkhitaryan booked. It's like he's been targeted. He's not actually done anything. It's ridiculous. They're a bunch of cheats. It's disgusting, actually. Diving all over the place. And now the ref has fallen for it. I don't think there was even any contact. Just putting doubt. It really. This is what I was sort of talking about last night, really, in relation to the Barcelona comeback. Yeah, it made for great TV, and it did make for great TV. I totally agree with you. But they cheated to do it. I mean, Mkhitaryan's not done anything in this game. And they've gone down every time like he's throwing elbows. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Probably because he is Armenian. Yeah, Nathan. I would agree with that. Let's have a look at what people are saying in the live comments. Andrew Bidwell says, interesting lineup for today, but yet I understand it against the side that we're going against. Bunch of pansies, says Rachel. I agree. Barely touched him, Ryan Allen. For those who are watching it, and Sam says disgusting referee, which I would agree with. Who's at right back, says Lynn Hall. I'll come back to that one. They are just chucking themselves on the floor all the time trying to get somebody sent off. It's cheating. I hate it. Bad decision by the referee, Marcus says. Marcus Menzel, not Mad Marcus. Lynn, the right back, the closest we've got to a right back is well, you could say Phil Jones, is Ashley Young, because we're not playing a right back, we're playing a 3-5-2. So you've got Jones, Smalling and Rojo as the 3, with Jones on the right, Smalling in the middle and Rojo on the left. Then you've got Daley Blind as a left sort of wing back. Ashley Young as a right wing back, really pushing forward. Fellaini holding the midfield with Herrera and Pogba, and then Mkhitaryan playing up front in a 2. We very rarely see people playing up front these days with Zlatan. But every time Mkhitaryan gets the ball, they're throwing themselves on the floor. Mark, can we have another Alan Partridge impression later when United score? That'd be good. That would be good, wouldn't it? That would be good. Aha! That's bad. And people might not know who Alan Partridge is. The ref has sent off a lot of people, says Nathan. Great. I have a horrible... before you'd even said that, I wish I'd said it, because I have a funny feeling that we will get somebody sent off, despite not even playing dirty football. I just think that they are a bunch of diving cheats. Rostov. I've never met them before, never watched them play, but they are a bunch of cheats. And we... Of course, those sort of things can change the way a game's going. But the way it's going at the moment is, I think Manchester United are comfortable. They're in control. They played the better football without really creating a clear-cut chance. Back of the net. The system only works with a very pacey forward, says Tyrone Williams. It would be a fantastic system with a very pacey forward, I agree. Because Mkhitaryan is going to create a lot of chances, but that he's not the pacey forward. He's the Peter Beardsley. But we need the Andy Cole. If anyone can remember Newcastle before we signed Andy Cole, Beardsley and Andy Cole were just the brilliant front two. The guile and trickery and creativity of Beardsley, and then the pace and finishing talent of an Andy Cole. Zlatan's gone down there off a tasty challenge. I think it'll be a yellow card. Be interesting to watch this back. Zlatan's hurt himself. If the stud is raised, ooh, I don't know. He really, let's watch it back slow. Nah, it's not. It's a yellow card. This is what people always, people last night were saying when I had to go about Suarez. Oh, if that was United, you'd have been absolutely ecstatic. I would have been ecstatic that we'd won, but I'll always be fair. That wasn't a yellow. That was a yellow card. It was no way a red card on Zlatan. Their captain's out for the second leg, says CJ Gilday, which is good. But Rachel makes a good point. The dust that came up on the ground was ridiculous. It's not a great pitch. Martial's on the bench. If you can see the subs are going below now. De Gea, Valencia, Carrick, Lingard, Mata, Martial, Rashford. It's a very, very strong bench. In fact, we were talking about that before the game started. Remember, if you enjoy the watch-alongs, we're live an hour before every game as well, talking about the team news and everything current as well. And we did say that, didn't we? There was somebody in the live comments who started the conversation, not surprisingly, because you are all very educated football fans. And you were saying that if we're in this game, it's a cross for United here, but it's well overhit. If we are 0-0 at 60 minutes, what options have we got on the bench? Very exciting. Martial, Rashford, even Lingard with a bit of pace. So lots of good options on the bench. Mata as well. Katorga HD says these Rostov players are like delicate flowers. They certainly are. They certainly are. And Sam Law's not happy. We spent over £1 million to play long balls. This is a joke. A little bit of negativity sleeping in there. It's all about opinion, You don't have to go with the status quo. We're not in the army now. And if anyone knows that, I applaud you. That was a very obscure joke about status quo and a certain song. And if you got it, well done. But a bit obscure. It's pretty decent to just mute the game and have you in the background, says Red Devil Z1991. That's what a lot of people do, especially BT Sports, because their commentators are crap. But yeah, by all means, if you are watching it, mute it and then just get involved with what we're on. Where's the wig mark, says Sandeep? I haven't got it. I know where it is. If Fellaini scores, the wig will appear. Farn141 says United are crap. Well, you're watching United play, mate. We're all quite happy to watch them, the club out that we support. Just because our team might be playing crap wouldn't stop us supporting and watching our team. It's called supporting your club. But I don't think we've started off that bad. I do like Mkhitaryan. He looks very fit. I did have a little bit of concern as to why you would play him on a risky pitch, but obviously it wasn't a risk and it hasn't looked like a risk so far. Cross coming in for Rostov there, no danger, and half an hour into this game. Jamie Stewart, do you think we will win 4-0, Mark? Tell me. I don't think we'll win 4-0, Jamie. I'll be more than happy with 1-0. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it doesn't look like a 4-0 game, if I'm honest. But that could change, but I don't think it'll be 4-0. I think Manchester United and Mourinho would probably quite happily take 0-0. But Seb Williams knows the song I'm on about. Whoa, whoa. That was a silly pass out by Romero, putting us in trouble. Smalling manages to clear it. It's gone a little bit scrappy, actually, for the moment. Danny Milner says we're making them look good. The trouble with United at the moment is we're just not getting hold of the midfield. But Mkhitaryan's free kick to Rostov. Pikachu says 3-5-2 is Manchester United's best formation. Not on this first half an hour. No way at all. And Norma, I mean, a lot of people seem to be getting a bit frustrated. Enzama says, hi Mark, and big up to all United fans. Hello, welcome to the channel. 12 fouls in 25 minutes is making the game very sporadic. CJ Gilday there with the stats. A lot of people giving the ref a bit of trouble because it isn't flowing. Why the hell is the ref blowing for every little bump? Leroy Williams. He wasn't in the first 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes started off quite well, but the ref's blowing for everything now, and it's totally destroying the flow of the game. Hand grenades flying over your head. If you wanna survive, get out, I'll bet you're in the army now. Oh, you're in the army now. Well, it's been an interesting start. I'm looking at your live comments. Some of them, I don't really like to read swear words out, if I'm totally honest. But it's been an interesting start to this game, and I think many of you will probably agree that we've not. It's probably got. You know what? Should we be surprised that it's not been awe-inspiring? Because you could look at that team, and regardless of formation, you're always going to feel, well, who's exciting me in that team apart from Mkhitaryan? You know, Ashley Young. There's no future in Ashley Young. I hope he has a really good game, but there's no future in Ashley Young. He's 30 odd. He's on the decline. Daley Blind. I'd like to see more of Daley Blind. I think he's got a lovely left foot, and getting forward, he's a good option. Fellaini in the midfield, he's never going to really excite you, is he? Especially when he's playing so far back. I mean, Fellaini's strength is in the opposition's penalty box. Mkhitaryan's buzzed around. Pogba's not really got hold of the game yet. Herrera's buzzing around. Zlatan's been a bit... Yeah. There's certainly a lot of endeavour from people like Pogba, but the game is sort of passing us by at the moment. But you've got to say that any sort of draw is not a terrible result for United. Herrera there chucking himself. Fellaini's got to pick that up. Finds Daley Blind. Into Zlatan. Goes past one. He's on the edge of the box. Cross. He'll get another chance. Lazy second cross. Out for a throw in for Manchester United. Rackshit Bala says, first 5 minutes, Pogba missed a sitter yet again. He did. For those who are joining slightly late, he did. Think back to the chance against Bournemouth on the back post in stoppage time where he just swung at it and missed it. Similar sort of thing, but more central. It was a very, very good chance. That reminds me, actually, I'll do my normal match reaction straight after the game when the watch-along finishes. I always do that. Well, probably about 5-10 minutes after. But tonight, 10:30, we'll be doing what we did on after the Bournemouth game. We've got a new show now. Player ratings show, and I'll probably do that about 10:30 tonight for those who want to watch that. I mark every player out of 10, and it created a few debates, so that'll be live at 10:30 tonight. But we're alive for a lot longer yet. Zachary says, why is Mata out? Why is De Gea out, mate? Why is Valencia out? Why is Rashford out? Why is Martial out? He's obviously wanted to play this sort of team and not play a lot of his first team. And at the moment, it's not entertaining, but it's not causing us any major problems. A good switch of the play by Herrera, and Ashley Young, it's gone out for a throw, and it was a good tackle. Mickey nearly in, says Peter Doyle. I did predict 1-0. I did predict 1-0. That was a bit of a tasty tackle, really. Stood showing, but he did get the ball. The game is struggling to flow because the pitch is hard to pass the ball around on, and the referee is blowing a lot, and the Pogba's gone down there, clutching his face. I don't think there's much in it, to be honest. He's up again, and he was right by the linesman, so... Ajax have levelled against Cobb. I don't know who they're playing. Cobb, Copenhagen? No, why would there be a B in it? But it's all United having a lot of the ball anyway. Is this live discussion or are they going to show the match, says Alexios? We cannot show the game. We cannot show the game. It is not right. It is copyright law, and this is Manchester United. And it is the biggest independent Manchester United fan channel, and we will not jeopardise what we build together by showing illegal football. We are a watch-along. We watch the game together. Or you might not be watching the game, but we'll keep you updated with what is going on. Ashley Young's robbed it in the final third, and Blind, Fellaini, he's going to pass backwards or sideways, Crab, but Rojo brings it forward. Christopher Quinn-Livan says, what would... Rohan Chowdhury says, what would Barcelona do to us? It's scary. Well, Barcelona had blitzed a lot of teams. We don't need to worry about Barcelona at the moment because we won't be playing Barcelona at the moment. What would Barcelona have done to Van Gaal's team? What would it have done to Moyes' team? It would batter it more than it would batter this team, so at least there is progress. We don't need to worry about Barcelona at the moment. We are a long way off Barcelona. Fellaini, he's gone past one, puts it into Zlatan. 1-0. Brilliant. Yes. Get in. Good bit of play. Fellaini on the left, gets past his man, gives it to Zlatan. Zlatan runs in, pull back, 1-0. Manchester United. Boom. Boom. That was a goal. And another one. Oh no, it's a replay. So ball goes over to Fellaini, chests it down. He's got the chest to Pamela Anderson, feeds it to Zlatan, pull back to Mkhitaryan. 1-0. That's the away goal. Let's all go home. Let's all go home. Absolutely fantastic play. Really, really worked it well. High ball into chest of Pamela Anderson by Fellaini. And Manchester United 1-0. That's all we wanted. Feeds it to Zlatan. Cut back to Mickey. 1-0. Oh, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. We're happy with that. Are you happy with that? You having some of that? And Rostov have a shot, but nothing comes of it. Straight into the keeper's hands. A good start. A good start for United, and well deserved. It's been a rubbish game in relation to many things, but they've tried to slow the game down and make it frustrating. But as the home side, they've got what they deserve. We're not the home side, you know what I mean. Manchester United have got what they deserved, which is a goal. And the first real clear-cut chance, apart from Pogba, and that wasn't clear-cut. So, very, very pleased with the start. And nice to get Mickey on the score sheet, playing up front. A very easy finish for him, but it was good play. And utilisation at the end of the day of the tall long ball into Fellaini, feeds of Zlatan, and is Mkhitaryan offside? Yes, he is. But we'll take that. We take this all day long. Away goal, great stuff. Even if we draw, says Christopher Quinlivan. Well, I did say 1-0. They're going to have to come at us a little bit more. If they come at us a little bit more, I would expect to see a little bit more exciting in relation to the substitutions, because maybe we should get a bit more pace on. The Fellaini bandwagon is up and running. Fellaini's not playing as a centre attacking midfield. I mean, somebody just said there he's really useful in that centre attacking midfield role. He's not playing as a centre attacking midfield. He's playing in a midfield 3. He was just forward at that point. And I did say it about 5 minutes before that, didn't I? I don't like Fellaini in the midfield. I like Fellaini playing as a centre attacking midfielder because that's where you can hit that ball. He has got the chest of Pamela Anderson. He controls it lovely. He feeds Zlatan. We get a goal. I don't like Fellaini anywhere near our box or the centre circle because his passing range is that of Stevie Wonder and he's about as fast as a dead Robin. But put him in the opposition's box or around that and hit a long ball to him on his chest and he's absolutely fantastic. Pogba needs taking off, says Snoops. Interesting thought on that. Josh James, do you think he's trying Mkhitaryan as a replacement for Zlatan for the next few games? I don't think he'd have the physicality to be able to play up front on his own, and I don't really see a situation where we could play 2 up front in a Premier League game. But you never know. It's a different formation. It is a different formation. Tom Bunting saying this is embarrassing. I think he must be referring to the diving from Rostov, which has been extremely disappointing, I must say. Lots and lots of Pogba stick coming in on the live comments. Robbie Crow says hi. Free kick comes in and Romero collects and he rolls it out. And Pogba's got a bit of space down the left-hand side now. He's kicked it out far in front of him. He's kept it in as well, which is good. He needs to put a decent cross in the box now, which he does. It will come to a corner for Manchester United. Now, good play by Pogba that was. A corner for Manchester United with Smalling on the pitch, Fellaini on the pitch, Zlatan on the pitch, and good set-piece takers like Blind and Mkhitaryan. It'd be interesting to see if we can do anything from a corner. But a lovely goal. Well-worked goal. Nice little bit of play by Fellaini. Good push, pull back by Zlatan, and Mkhitaryan's there with the goal. And Zlatan and Mkhitaryan have linked up quite well. Ashley Young on the corner. I think he's a mixed bag. It's not a very good corner. And Rostov will get away. Will they? Ref's not on our side, says TTX Productions. It shouldn't matter. We are in the ascendancy against Rostov. I've not been that impressed with Rostov. I've not been massively impressed with us, but we're doing enough. Away from home in Europe, a lot of the time it is about grinding out a result, and we've certainly deserved the lead. We've certainly been the better team. Marcus, remember I can block people, moderator or not. I will block you. We don't love Fellaini. He did well in the goal, but I don't want him in the team at all. He is doing better than Pogba, though. I would agree with Sebastian Saka. He is doing better than Pogba at the moment. Another free kick to Rostov. It's killing the flow. Can you Skype in at half-time? Not tonight. It's Skype Goldbridge tomorrow night. You can Skype in then. If Fellaini scores, I've got a wig that I will wear, says Danny Milner. Lots of you watching. Please do drop a like on the video. Remember, we've got no Mad Marcus today. It is just me and you lot for the live comments. So, as Tyrone Williams says, diving is ruining the game. So, fantastic effort from all you lot as per usual. And it'd be nice to get 1,000 likes on the video because you deserve it. Mark, no, I don't, Yusuf Ali. I do not. We do love Fellaini, says Ash the Train. I don't. A lot of people forget Fellaini. I'm more interested in what people are saying about Pogba. He's getting a lot of stick. There's an opportunity here for Herrera to put a cross in. It's a bad cross. It's a shame. If it was Klopp, he'd blame the weather. The wind. Oh, somebody just said, well said, Nigel Jones. Let's see if we can go and find Nigel Jones's comment, because Gary Wells is saying we just need to play on the break now, which I agree with. Yusuf Ali, I know who you're on about. I don't find him funny at all. I find him boring, to be honest. Herrera looking like Ronaldinho, and Miss Charlie 08 was the goal. Good. It was a good, well-worked goal, yeah. There's just a foul on Rojo there. It's quite a nasty one, stamped on his foot. That should be a yellow card, but I bet it's not. Oh, it is. The referee is quite fair then. I'll retract. I stand corrected, says the man in the orthopaedic shoe. Is Chelsea game on TV? Says you what? Well, it will be in the UK, yeah, definitely. Another long ball up to Zlatan, who should be able to hold that up. Chested it well. Blind gives it away. There's opportunities to get another goal for United in this, you know. I'd be disappointed if we even give Rostov a sniff of getting back into it. Aidan Langsberg says, I would rather have Pogba playing shit than Fellaini at his best. And I'd rather, yeah, okay. Is Rojo injured? Says Ricky Clarkson. He looks alright. He looks alright, Rojo, to be honest. He's probably. You would be a bit sore if you had a couple of studs on your ankle, but I think it's just a case of running it off. Darth Jar Jar saying, why does Mourinho never drop Pogba? Because he's the most expensive player in the world. It's probably why he won't ever sub Pogba as well. But we're very close to half time, and that's workmanlike is what I would say. Good for the draw, good for the lead. Sorry. I don't think anyone would really complain about that. And yeah, sometimes football's isn't entertaining, and especially away in Europe. There's 2 minutes to be added on. Pogba has picked it up here, and it's not the best. Not the best by Paul. I look at things more as a collective, and as I think as a team performance and what it means to the bigger picture of our season. I'm very, very happy with the result as it stands at the moment. I mean, I don't disagree with people saying individually there are issues, and but even with those issues, we're still the team that is in the ascendancy. That's shocking defending by Fellaini and Blind and whoever else was next to him to stand in a line and allow that player to get that much space there. I don't know who is it. Is it? I can't see. Blind, Fellaini, and probably Pogba. Poor defensively, that is. I did tweet it out for you just to see what people said on Twitter about Pogba. To which the replies were, he's just ran the length of the field. What do they want him to do? We're winning the game, so I think people should just give it a rest and be positive and enjoy it whilst we can. David Gill says, yeah, he's been awful again. Also, the way the pitch is makes it much harder to play his style of games. Leon Perkins, not a pitch for his type of footwork in midfield, says Mark Morgan. And a lot of people saying that the pitch is to blame for why Pogba is playing badly. Thoughts on that? We're offside. It's been a difficult game to watch for the simple reason there's been a lot of diving from Rostov, and there's also been a lot of free kicks by the referee. So the flow's been very fragmented, very, very fragmented. I mean, CJ Gilday says there, diving again. It is half time. Give us your thoughts. I've got Ross joining me now. Hello, Ross.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, right?
Yeah, good. You?
Yeah, good. What was your thoughts on the game? Half?
Do you know what? The football's nearly as boring as Owen Hargreaves' commentary. I mean, it's a pretty dire game football wise, but you could say it's been perfect really for United. 1-0 at half time, away goals been scored. The tie's in our hands now, so we can. It's for them to attack us, and they don't seem like they want to do that yet. But overall, you've got to be pleased with the half. But the football has been pretty poor. But you're going to get that with the pitch, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I think Manchester United are good for the draw. I keep saying the draw. We're good to be 1-0 up. I don't think Rostov or anybody watching could have any complaints about it. We've certainly been the team that's slightly bit more positive, slightly more controlling the ball. So yeah, and I think if you're Jose Mourinho, because of the way he likes to play football, not play football, that's a bit unfair. He will be ecstatic with that being 1-0 up at half time, away goal, not picking his best team. But the referees had a big impact. I've not been impressed by Rostov, and they've been very, very. They've really tried to slow the game down a hell of a lot.
It's been really frustrating, actually. I think you tweeted it out. Given the fact that they're a Ukrainian team supposed to be hard as nails, these guys. They're just falling all over the place. Mkhitaryan's booking was nearly as bad as some of the Barcelona antics last night. It was absolutely dreadful. You get it a lot with these Europa League refs. They're obviously not good enough to make the step up to the Champions League. So you tend to just get sort of the worst refs in Europe, to be honest. I mean, this ref looks diabolical, to be honest. But yeah, I think you're right with what you say. Mourinho will be ecstatic with that, and too right as well. Rostov are a hard team. They have beaten Bayern Munich. We're 1-0 ahead. We look really good for our lead. The team's playing quite well, and there's no real worries there. I mean, Fellaini's involvement in the goal was fantastic. I've always said he's probably one of the best chess controllers in the Premier League, but unfortunately for him, that's all he's really got going for himself. But it was good play for the goal, and as well with Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, I mean, let's not be idiotic here. Obviously, I've just done the first half with the watch-along and the live comments, and there are people in there just jumping on that Fellaini bandwagon again, and it just makes me laugh. He didn't have a great half. Neither did Pogba. Fellaini got knocked over a lot. His passing was pretty poor. Him, Blind, and I think it was Pogba there. The positional sense and the Rostov player getting in behind him was just shocking. But like Ross said there, I've always said about Fellaini, he's world class on his chest. Like, he's got the best chest in England. Better than Katie Price, although her chest's pretty bad now. But they've drooping. But he has got a fantastic chest, and that's where the goals come from. But this is what I always say about Fellaini. I don't think he should start games for Manchester United, by the way. I've always been consistent about that. But when he's coming on in the last 10, 20 minutes, he should be camping on the edge of the opposition's penalty box, because you can hit him with a ball like that. Leighton Baines did it for years, and he'll control it on his chest. He can control it, and he can do a 5-yard pass. What he's just done there, Fellaini could do that blindfolded. He can control it on his chest, and he can play a 5-yard pass to somebody like Zlatan, who then cuts it back for Mkhitaryan. It's really good play. But let's not get carried away by saying Fellaini's a Manchester United player, because passing-wise, pretty crap. Positional sense, poor. No pace. But in a game like this, I think Rostov have allowed that to happen. I don't think Pogba's been good. I want to talk about him in a couple of minutes. We've been, it's been stunted. I've liked Mkhitaryan playing up front, though. I think that's been a nice surprise. But somebody made a very, very good... Well, there's a couple of comments I want to say. St. Columbo said it's professional. Obviously not great performance, but you can't always play great. I think that's a fantastic comment. And there was another comment there that really liked Mkhitaryan up front, but it would be such a better formation if the person playing next to Mkhitaryan had pace, which that was said about 20 minutes in. And I thought, you know what? You're right. It's not going to be a killer blow in this game, because we'll probably still win it. But if we did have a bit of pace next to him, that'd be frightening.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that comment, and I think I'm in the minority, and I don't really want to sound like a hater when I say this, but I'd be quite pleased to see Zlatan go to MLS in the summer, because he's been fantastic for United this season, a revelation, and he's turned our fortunes around from under the Van Gaal era. But I just see United's play developing, almost surpassing the need for him. And again today, another assist, a fantastic assist. And Mourinho will be banging the Zlatan drum again. But like that comment just said, I think the overall team will play better if they had someone who was a little bit more mobile in that position. But then you could argue that, for all that mobility, you need someone to stick the ball in the back of the net, and that's what he's been doing this season.
And he
But
got an
again,
assist.
he got an assist, but I don't think his chance to goal conversion rate isn't what it should be. I think compared to last season, United are creating so many chances, and they're clear cut, a lot of them, that I think most top strikers in Europe, if we put them in that same position, would bang the same amount of goals in. And that's my opinion. So I don't want to sound like a Zlatan hater, but I agree with that comment. I think if we had, Rashford, Martial playing up top with the amount of chances created and the dynamic play that we've got, I think it'll take us to another level.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, bringing it back into the game, I'll be very disappointed if we don't get out of this game with at least, well, I think we should be winning it, but with at least a draw. And the fact that it'd be a score draw now would still not be a disaster. I understand a lot of people being a bit negative about the performance, but I've seen enough football, especially away from home in Europe, to not expect. I can't remember the last time Manchester United actually went and played well away from in Europe, even under Sir Alex. The away leg was always a bit like this. You grind out a result. So I don't know what people expect. I understand the individual performances being not great, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But I've seen absolutely nothing in Rostov that makes me concerned. That even if they somehow got back into this game, they're not going to, at Old Trafford, will absolutely blitz them. And their captain's now going to miss that second leg anyway, but will absolutely blitz them. I mean, Michael Owen is an idiot. And he's just highlighting Fellaini here like it's some sort of bit of skill by Messi. It's a long ball that Fellaini controls on his chest and plays a 5-yard pass. It's not Messi going past 4 players. It's a long ball. And Fellaini actually shoves the man out of the way to control it on his chest. It's a control on his chest and a 5-yard pass. Let's not get lost in the fact that Fellaini's just invented the Bible or reinvented the wheel. It's just simple. And that it's the one bit of Fellaini's game that is simple. But do we want to be a long ball team? No. But do we mind it in Europe? No, because we just got us 1-0 up. But it's not. There's nothing to write home about. It's not a fantastic performance, but 1-0, I'll more than take it. I'm more than happy with it. I just need to take that toilet break, Ross, which I normally do. But I'm going to leave you with a good one.
Just give me a shout when you come back, because I don't know when you're back, so I haven't got visual.
No worries. I want you to talk about Paul Pogba. I didn't sort of pick up on it because I'm just happy that we're winning, but he was getting a lot of criticism in that first half, even to the extent that people were saying, why does he never get subbed? What are your thoughts on Fellaini? Not Fellaini, Pogba.
It's a tough one, Pogba. I am a massive sort of a backer of Pogba. He's my favourite player at Manchester United currently. I don't think he's the best player that we have at the minute, and I don't think he's playing anywhere near where he should be. He looks like a guy a little bit low on confidence at the minute, especially given the chances that he missed against Bournemouth, which were horrendous. That was by far the worst game he's had as a Manchester United player. But in this game, he had that chance early on. It was a tough chance. He took a swing and a miss at it. But again, his confidence would have been down. But this pitch and this type of game, it doesn't really suit Paul Pogba. He's more of a ball playing player. He needs to be quick on his feet, and he just can't get the change of direction on this pitch, to play anywhere where he needs to be. And as well, it's tough. It's tough you're not going to get the best out of Paul Pogba as well with the players that he plays with. Now, I am a Herrera fan. I'm not a Fellaini fan, but when you're playing with Fellaini and Herrera, it's going to limit what you can do on the pitch. You can't bomb forward. And Fellaini tends to always be next to him, so you're never going to see some great passes from Pogba because Fellaini is literally right next to him. So it is a tough one. I don't like to criticise him too much. I think he's playing okay today. I don't think he's playing as poor as people are making out, to be honest. But I'd take him off after about 60 minutes because I think he needs to be protected from injury, to be honest. Because I think against Chelsea, Pogba's due a good game against good opposition, which my main criticism of him this season would be against the bigger teams. He's kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. So he's due a big performance for us in a big game, and I think it is coming soon. I mean, there's no doubt the talent that he has, and I think he's one of them players that you could say he should be dropped or he should be subbed, but I think Pogba will benefit from playing games. I think the more games he plays, the better he will get, and especially when you're low on confidence, to take you out of the picture is a little bit negative.
Okay, I don't know what you said about Pogba, but in short, I presume that you're backing him.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with that. I don't think he's had a fantastic half, but you know what? In his defence, if people are going to start saying that Fellaini had a great half, then I don't think he had a very much better half than Pogba. Apart from he made a very good chest bit of control and a 5-yard pass. You know, obviously
The one thing I do say, Mark, is I find it Pogba's never going to play well with Fellaini because Fellaini stands about 5 yards away from him and just closes all of his options. It's so frustrating to watch.
Yeah, I think Pogba's not, it doesn't surprise me today that Mkhitaryan's playing well because he's playing up front and he's got a lot of space and he's close to goal. Pogba's 40 yards away from goal, playing with a tree who he's not going to give him the ball quickly, he's going to get in his way. It's not Pogba's performance today, I don't know what people are expecting. He's never been a Messi who's going to run past 40 or 50 players. He should have done better with that chance in the first 5 minutes. Of course he did. But his job today is actually it's a bit like an Alonso sort of thing, isn't it? It's like his job is to be a midfielder today. FNAO has made a contribution through the super chat again, and he says, "Here comes the Fellaini bandwagon. When will you fans realise he's still crap? As long as he's in the team, players like Fosu Mensah will suffer." And to a certain extent, I think Ross is right. Players like Pogba will suffer because if you play a midfield of Herrera, Carrick, and Pogba. Pogba can play as the more advanced player, but playing in this midfield, he's got to play a very disciplined role. I just don't think it's right that just because somebody assists in a goal, they're having a great game. I don't think Herrera, Fellaini or Pogba have had a great half. I would agree that Pogba's probably had the worst of the three, but I think too much is made of it because of his value, and I think it's time that fans backed him really because he's not playing shockingly bad. He made a very good run down the left-hand side and put a good cross in, but I'm not fussed about that. And I'm certainly not going to start getting on his back when we're winning 1-0. I mean, ultimately, you're always going to have bad performances, aren't you?
I think Pogba has quite a strange relationship with Manchester United fans at the minute as well because, we're always absolutely ecstatic to get him back. But I find it strange that he doesn't have a chance yet when all of our new signings, even players like Fellaini have got a chance at Old Trafford. I find it strange. And he does come under quite a lot of criticism. And when I was in the ground against a Bournemouth game, every time Pogba lost the ball, there seemed to be this huge groan around the ground, and it's a little bit like get off the player's back, start backing him, and we'll see the performances.
Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember who it was. Andy Cole was saying today. Look, at the end of the day, the manager supports the player, and the players like the player. So, and that's all that'll bother Paul Pogba. I think he left another thing out that's very important, which is the fans. He's got to want to please the fans. The fans are very important, but. Pogba's getting enough stick from bitter rivals who have always been on his back. He's shown glimpses this season. I totally agree he needs to show consistency, but it wouldn't surprise me if he went and had a good second half now, and he's not going to get taken off either. So, and of course, what do you want? What do you want as a Manchester United fan? Do you want to be coming on and moaning about Pogba saying he should be taken off? Or do you want him to come out and have a really good second half and say, I'm really proud that he's a Manchester United player? Of course, we all want the latter. So, a little bit of support because we don't want the world's most expensive player, our biggest ever signing, to be subbed or on the bench. I'm not saying he might not need it in a few games' time, if it carries on like that, but we don't want that to happen. So the trust and the perseverance with him is very, 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 very important, I think. But game about to kick off again. I presume you need to get off, Ross?
Yeah, I've got to go. But thanks, Mark. Thanks for having me on as well today and yesterday. I really enjoyed it.
No worries. We'll speak to you again soon, pal.
Cheers, Mark. Thanks.
Cheers, pal. Thank you. Thanks to Ross there. You can follow Ross on Twitter at Hazza90 is the name, at Hazza90. I'm on Twitter as well, at Mark Goldbridge, and our main big Twitter account is at United Stand MUFC. So get involved. In fact, if you go to the video description, he says, yes, we've got all our social media accounts on there. Our website, our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, and our new Reddit forum where you can talk Manchester United 24 hours a day. If you are new to the United Stand today, we are live every single night with live content. So make sure you subscribe by clicking the hologram in the bottom right hand corner. The second half is about to start. So I just need to get that ready for you, and we will be up and running. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you revisit, because we'll be live tomorrow night at 8:30 with a Skype call-in show where you can Skype in and have your say. We're trying to get up to around 75,000 subscribers, so we have as many subscribers as we do in a Manchester United ground. That'd be a fantastic achievement to do that. So, but please just keep getting involved. Get involved, folks. Get involved. Get involved. Have your say. We're not quite at 1,000 likes yet. We've got over 1,000 people watching, so please do like the video. And like I say, just keep getting involved, support the channel. It is your channel. We can't do it without you. And lots of fantastic comments in the first half, so please keep them up in the second half. No changes for Manchester United. We wouldn't expect there to be anyone. Anyway, the time it has started. I've just not started it on your screen, so let me turn that on. Okay, we are 30 seconds into the second half. AJ Nell says it's great to be in a community where the people love this club with everything they have. And Cole Caulfield has liked the video. The timer has started. We want 1,000 likes, folks. Let's get 1,000 likes on a watch along. We always get 1,000 likes, and you deserve it tonight because I've had to do this on my own with no Marcus tonight, and the comments have been fantastic. Hafiz Rahman says Pogba will be a better player if he has forward moving attackers in front and dirty defence work players behind him. I totally agree with that. And let's be honest, he's got people like Fellaini bombing into spaces that he would like. He's having an off game. But he is our, whether people like it or not, he is our star player. On paper, he is our star player for many reasons. Not the biggest one being the fact that we paid a hell of a lot of money for him. So it won't be in his contract that he can't be dropped. That's absolute nonsense. But it will be in Mourinho's mind that he doesn't want to undermine or drop the world's most expensive player and the club's most expensive player. So it's not going to happen. Nice bit of switch of the play by Young there to Blind. Zlatan, he might get a shot away here. Over the bar. Should be doing better, really. Should be doing better there. It was outside the box, but should be doing some better. Mirade83 says, you get a like from me if you can tell me what player should be on the pitch instead of Fellaini. Schweinsteiger should be on the pitch instead of Fellaini. Fosu Mensah should be on the pitch instead of Fellaini. Mata should be on the... anybody should be on the pitch instead of Fellaini. Joe Moses says, I've been gone for a while. Congratulations on 71,000 subscribers. Well, it's nice when people come back. I expect, I know people have busy lives. Michael B. Cullen says he's in Dubai watching BN Sports and the commentary is rubbish. Glad to be part of the community. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Michael. I think a lot of people do is they mute the commentary they're watching, especially when you've got people like Owen Hargreaves and Michael Owen last night. I mean, yeah, it might have been a great comeback, but the commentary was absolutely atrocious in the UK. It was much better when it used to be on terrestrial TV. But yeah, just mute your commentary and watch the game and sync it in with us. That's what a lot of people do. And they like the interaction with other United fans, which I think is the great thing. We've got to keep Rostov at bay here. 1-1 would not be a terrible result. A score draw is like a win. And we will do these at Old Trafford. I've got no concerns about that. I've really not seen anything to be... They're bottling it at home, so what they're going to do at Old Trafford. But it'd be fantastic if we can get a result. If we can get a win, or even a 2-0. Imagine if we got a 2-0, he could basically pick the reserves again. And then we've got Middlesbrough on the Sunday. You could give everyone a bloody big rest. So I'm all for us trying to get a second goal in this because I think we would all take a draw. But if we can get a couple of goal win with 2 away goals, it would be massive for us. Good interception by Smalling there. And Jones feeding the flanks. I mean, Paul Pogba is almost playing as a right winger. I don't know whether people have realised that. Ricky Clarkson having a go at Pogba again. It hasn't improved drastically, I must admit. And remember, our bench is very strong in this game. De Gea obviously probably won't ever come on because when do you sub your keeper? But you've got Carrick on the bench. You've got Lingard, Mata, Rashford, Martial, Valencia. So if we decided to, really go for them a little bit in the last 20 minutes, maybe a bit Martial and Rashford on, we could kill this time. Sanjay's watching from Sweden. Damien Gayson saying, Fellaini suits European football. Well, he's from Belgium, isn't he? The game's a bit slower, so of course Fellaini's going to be slightly suited better to a slower game because he's slow. Premier League's very, very fast paced. AJ, now we're not going to go for Kante. Why would he go from Chelsea to Man United? I understand why he went from Leicester to Chelsea because it's a bigger club, isn't it? And it's more money, but he's not going to go from Chelsea to Manchester United. I wouldn't have thought. Oh, God. Right. Poor control by Zlatan. I think, to be honest, that comment made in the first half was probably the comment of the evening about how if Zlatan wasn't playing and you had like Rashford or Martial playing up front, we'd be a much better side in this game because we are getting opportunities to hit them on the break, but because there's no pace up front, it's not really doing as much. Danny Milner's watching from New Zealand. I think we were a bit lacking for New Zealand and Australian viewers when we did the shout out of where you're watching from. Oh, Blin's free here down the left. Can he find a cross? He's found Zlatan. Overlaid. Young shoots wide from outside the box. Yeah, because I imagine that in Australia at the moment it's probably about 6, 5 in the morning, so there might not be many of them watching. Then again, I might be wrong. Mark Shiorn explains the game, says Nigel Jones. I thought somebody might say that. Chicago watches the United stand, says NN. Tyrone Williams said it was my comment. Mark, you're welcome. Well, if it was you, Tyrone, I read so many out, it's hard. I need a pen and paper, really. But if you did say it about... I think you probably did, actually. My mind is now working. It was a very good comment that if we did have a pacey striker, I think we would be causing Rostov more problems because there is an opportunity to hit them on the break, and unfortunately Zlatan just hasn't got that pace. In fact, so much so, Tyrone, I'm going to tweet that out. Sweet. Oh God, I hate people who tweet you, DM you on Twitter saying RTs, mate. And when you look at who it is, you start to understand why some accounts are big and you can't understand it because they're just RT bloody whores. Oh, can you RT this? Can you RT that? Try and grow your content organically. We've never ever asked for retweets. Oh no. 1-1. Well, that's just absolute rubbish. How have we let them back into the game? I thought it was going to be given offside. It's just soft. Absolutely soft. God. I mean, it's just typical. It's either Phil Jones or Chris Smalling. It's always the flip of a coin. But it's a soft goal. It's just a long ball over the top. Phil Jones. Phil Jones again. We highlighted this. Absolutely shocking defending by Phil Jones. 1-1 and all that hard work undone. It's really shocking defending. Well, how disappointing is that? I mean, I saw somebody blaming Smalling then. Smalling's about 10 yards away from the striker when the ball's played. He's just trying to get back. He's on Phil Jones' shoulder, and Phil Jones, looking along a defensive line, tries to play offside. It's just such a soft goal. It's really soft. It's not... Well, it is deserved because they've scored the goal, but when you've put all the work in for an hour, and then that happens. I mean, even the bloody BT Sports have got the camera on Smalling. Are they thick? It wasn't Chris Smalling. I hate modern punditry and cameramen who just go for the sensational, thick, stupid option. It wasn't Smalling's fault. The ball goes over Smalling, at which point he is 10 yards away from the striker who scores, who is being marked by Phil Jones. Phil Jones lets the player go and plays the offside. It's Phil Jones. It is 100% Phil Jones' fault. And whether you're a fan who blames people or not, I mean, Anthony Abderab's just said sack Smalling. I don't understand the stupidity of thinking that was Chris Smalling's fault. It wasn't his fault. He wasn't marking the man. It wasn't his area. Phil Jones was watching him the whole time. There's a lovely ball here if Mkhitaryan can switch it. I don't think Blind can keep it on. That's a bad pass by Mkhitaryan. You could probably put it down to the pitch. But the break is on. I would love to see us get some pace on. Darth Vader's made a $2 contribution and then come out with Smalling's crap. But it's not Smalling's fault. Watch the goal back. It's Phil Jones who's marking him and lets him go. People are only thinking it's Smalling's fault because when he puts the ball in the net, Smalling's the closest player to it. Watch the motion of play. He's being marked by Phil Jones, and Phil Jones just lets him go. I mean, it's rubbish. It's the sort of goal you concede on pub football. It's like a rubbish ball over the top of the defence, and the defender just lets the player go. Rubbish defending, and undoes everything we've done in this game. Really, really disappointed with that. I've got to update the score. Yeah, I've got to update the score, I agree. I'm not going to put who scored for them because I haven't got a bloody clue, if I'm totally honest. I agree, 1-1 is not a bad result for us. We'll still get through this tie, but I was starting to think that we might get 2-0 because the way the game was going, we looked more likely to get the second goal. We win this game 2-0 and we can play the reserves in the second leg and rest the first team for a tough game against Middlesbrough. But, you know, the way things are going now, I won't put it past us to blow a game that we've been firmly in control on. Tayab Iqbal's just tuned in. Here's Mickey. There's a lot of. We just need a little bit more pace, I think, on the attack. There's a lot of opportunities in this game. Oh, well done by Ashley Young there. Mugged him off. It's gone for a long ball into Zlatan. Doesn't jump. Keeper comes out. Football Red Devils is spot on. Jones had a really good run of form up until the injury. He was shocking against Bournemouth, and he's not been much better tonight. I mean, in fairness, I didn't have a go against him against Bournemouth. As bad as he was, I felt sorry for him. I think it was more down to the manager because he was woefully rusty and should have been taken off. Tonight, he's... Isn't it? FNAO has contributed to the channel again. Thanks for that, pal. He says, to all you fans blaming Smalling, the real fans see past your agenda. It was Jones' fault. Wake up and smell the coffee. Which I agree with. I mean, I'm a Smalling fan. I do like Chris Smalling. But I'm fully aware that he's had some poor performances this season. And there's a booking here for a foul on Herrera for a high foot. Not Herrera. But... Darth Maul, in response to that Darth Vader comment before, Darth Maul has usurped him. He's contributed $10 and he says, Martial or Rashford need to come on. This is a joke. I totally agree. I think we need some pace on the break and the game is there to be won. Let me have a check. I tell you what, my whole stream has gone a bit weird. Let me know. Mate, this is a problem. Might settle down now. Bear with me, bear with me. Let's see what we can do. That's okay. Good. Everything's fine. That's fine. Thanks everybody for letting me know. It sometimes does that. I apologise. And we're back on. It's fine. Thank you. Thanks everyone for letting me know. Sorry about that. When I haven't got a guest, it's a pain in the arse to sort it out. I do need to get a new microphone. I'll sort that out at the weekend. It's a timing issue more than... we need to get Martial or Rashford on, was what we were talking about from Darth Maul. I totally agree. Not good enough. I just want to have a quick look on Twitter because I did tweet this out and I can be a bit harsh. 1-1, all that hard work undone because Phil Jones is crap. And even in that, there are people blaming Smalling because he stood still. I just think there is an agenda. There is an agenda with some fans with Smalling. But hopefully we can get back in this game. It's a bit on the knife edge now. I still think we're the better side, but it's still on a knife edge. Ashley Morby says we're only 85 likes to 1,000. Please do drop a like on the video. It'd be fantastic. Get to 1,000 likes because you've been brilliant on the live comments, and that's why we do it. Pogba's now going to get a bit. No, it's not. It's another bloody free kick. The referees really stumps this game. I mean, I've been trying to think in my head because. For those who didn't hear me in the first half, we'll do a live match reaction after this watch-along. And then tonight at 10:30, I'm going to do a player rating show, which we started for the Bournemouth game in a different studio with the pictures going up. So that will be interesting. But at the moment, it's very difficult to give decent scores to everybody because it's been a bit of a weird one. Sorry, the live chat has disconnected. I can sort that out for you. Let me have a look. Don't know why it's disconnected. Hopefully we can sort it out. Yes. Always remember we are live, and we are live for what? 3 hours sometimes, and there are bugs in the system. There are bugs when you watch normal TV, so there's bound to be when we're just a little YouTube channel. So sometimes things will go wrong. I apologise for that when it does. Live chat's back up and running now, and I do apologise for that. But please like the stream. I want to get to 1,000 likes for you because we normally do that, and I know it's a funny evening kick-off and some people have had work, etc. I totally appreciate that. And if you are new, please subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner, there's a little hologram. Subscribe to the United Stand and get involved. Tomorrow night we'll be live at 8:30 with a Skype Goldbridge. And I really want to talk about Paul Pogba tomorrow night and get the fans' view. I mean, I've said what I think. I back him and I want him to do well. But I know there's a lot of fans out there who aren't happy with him. If you want to talk about Smalling and stuff like that, that's what the Skype show's all about. You lot Skype in, give us your thoughts on things that bother you. That's what the United Stand is. Just because I say something doesn't mean it's reflective of the channel. There's a lot of people who come on the United Stand who think differently to me, and you are part of that channel. So make sure that you come on and give us your thoughts tomorrow on Skype Goldbridge. And the best way to do that is we're live pretty much all the time. I'll be live at 10:30 again tonight after the match reaction show tonight, which will be after this game. Live at 10:30 with the player ratings. If you want to know when we're live, the best way is subscribe to the channel in the bottom right hand corner, click the bell and get a you'll get notified every time we're live. Rostov in with a chance here. They shoot wide. Defensively, we are weak at the moment, and I would love to come on Skype Goldbridge tomorrow night. No ranting though, says Tyrone Williams. Of course you can. Darth Maul's contributed to the channel. Thank you very much. He's made a good couple of comments tonight. And he says, change formation to 4-4-2. Get Martial and Rashford on. I am a Sith Lord. Lower. I mean, I'm a fan of Star Wars, Darth Maul, I must say. I'd heard... Well, I saw you die in the crap Phantom Menace. Good chest control by Fellaini there. It's out to Zlatan. And it'll go for a corner, I think. But apparently you show up in future series. I'm baffled as to how Darth Maul's still alive. But there we go. No chance of top 4, says Thomas Williams. Well, you can't judge us on top 4. That corner by Daily Blind isn't even in the thing. If we score from this, the amount of haters who are going to moan, it's not even in the quadrant. Fellaini, straight at the keeper. I'd like to see that back again. I think he should score. Good cross by... Not good enough, but... The thing is, though, I think that Mourinho will be actually quite happy with a 1-1, but I think the game is there to be won. Martin Hayes has subscribed to the channel. Thanks, pal. What are we doing for subscribers? 71,364. It'd be nice to get to 71,400. If you haven't subscribed, please do click and subscribe and let us know in the live comments if you have, and we can give you a little bit of a shout out. They are getting more and more opportunities, Rostov. Another cross coming in there and on the back post. I mean, if we lost this game, it's shambolic. I mean, let's be honest. We were all quite happy with 1-0 at half-time. But, you know, maybe we've become a bit lethargic and lazy saying, you know, 1-1's a good result. If we blow this game, then questions need to be asked. We should have won this game. And at the moment, the reason we're not winning it is because of Phil Jones. Defensively, Martial's coming on for Mkhitaryan. Maybe Mkhitaryan was only going to play 65 minutes, to be honest. Ilamuni Royals Vivo has subscribed to the channel. Thanks, pal. And Best Match has as well. And so is Luke Forthside and Tangy TV and Best Match. And Chris Newson says he loves the channel and has subscribed. So Martial's on, which is interesting. And Mo plays FIFA 786 has subscribed. Thanks for that, pal. Mickey's gone off. Mark Ramnath saying it's a draw isn't a bad result. It isn't a bad result. I think in the context of the game, you're always going to look back on the game and say, well, we were lucky to get that draw. We should have won it. The way things are at the moment, we should have won this game. But Rostov are coming more and more into the game now. Because games are swings and roundabouts, aren't they? Of course they are. Momentum goes from one team to another. We had the momentum and we had the control, and when Rostov see themselves get a goal out of absolutely nothing, then of course they're going to feel encouraged. So Martial's gone up front with Zlatan. Of course, Zlatan never gets subbed. I would like to have seen Mkhitaryan and Zlatan, to be honest. Sorry, Mkhitaryan and Martial. So Mickey off for Martial. It's an interesting one. Darth Maul. Do we think Darth Maul is Ali Ali in disguise? He's contributed again. Ali VG formation tonight. This is crap, says Darth Maul. He's contributed to $10. Thanks for that, pal. If you want to support the channel, you can do that through the super chat option. Thanks for everybody who does. We'll put it to good use, that's for sure. Obviously, in the link in the video description, you can go in the draw to win a Manchester United shirt at half time in the Chelsea Watchalong on Monday. All you need to do, if you are into your gambling, just put a bet on through 21Bet and you will go in the draw as a new sign-up. So that is a prize that's available on Monday for the Watchalong, which I tell you what, I mean, I don't think we'll learn a hell of a lot from Manchester United tonight. In fact, I think there'll be a lot of negativity about a very workmanlike and negative performance, which it has been. But I'm very excited about the Chelsea game because Chelsea will play their first team. They are at home. They will play their first team because they've got no European football this year. And there's no hiding place. We will really see how good Manchester United are compared to the 4-0 drumming we got back in October. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I know people are fearful of playing teams that they think they're going to get beaten by, but we're Manchester United. We're Manchester United, and I want us to play against the bigger challenges. And if we get beaten, then if we get stuffed by Chelsea on Monday, then at least we know. At least we can say, you know, we aren't good enough. There are loads of changes that need to be made. I don't know whether that will be the case. Brian Robson, Captain Marvel, says Zlatan to score. You never learn. Don't sub Ibra. We're not going to have Ibra in on Monday, so he never gets subbed. He never gets subbed. I just think that they are there to be hit on the break. But Mkhitaryan was probably always going to go off anyway, and it's probably wise that he did. Hassan3856, can you please give me a shot out? I think he means a shout out. 28 fouls, says Marco. It's not been that sort of game. The ref's been shocking. It's been hard to get going in this game. So many fouls. The game is moving along quickly though. There's only 20 minutes to go. I think many of us would rather it just ended now. We can go and have our tea. I'd happily take 1-1. We've been poor in the second half. It wasn't fantastic in the first half, but we were certainly the better side. Where is Valencia, says Justin Toiler. He's on the bench. The strong bench. Strong bench. In fact, it's going on the bottom of the screen now. You can see it. De Gea, Valencia, Carrick, Mata, Rashford, Lingard, Martial. I agree with you, Star Blogger. He's given way too many free kicks. Mark, are you doing a Skype show if this game stayed tied? We are such crap, says Darth Maul. We're doing a Skype show tomorrow night at 8:30. So if you've got things to say, join us tomorrow night at 8:30 on the United Stand. You can Skype in. It's Skype Goldbridge. And you might be talking about Fellaini, you might be talking about the formation, Smalling, Jones, whatever. Skype in tomorrow, give us your thoughts. Yeah. We are 2 likes off 1,000. I'm sure we're about to go past it anyway, but there's a chance for Rostov. Well wide, he had a lot of space. Where's Fellaini there? Where's the other midfielders? Loads of space. Gary Wells thinks we're just resting on a draw now. Not risky, but not fatal by any means. This Rostov team won't beat us at Old Trafford. They won't beat us at Old Trafford. So barring some ridiculous 2-2 draw and we go out on away goals, we'll be comfortable at Old Trafford. But the disappointment I had with it is that at 1-0, I felt we were more likely to get the second goal. If we win this game 2-0, next Thursday at Old Trafford, we don't need to put our good team out because you've got 2 away goals. We're not going to get turned over 3-0 at Old Trafford. So it's a missed opportunity, really, especially when we'll be playing on Thursday and we'll have to play Middlesbrough on the Sunday. There's a good bit of skill by Fellaini there. Adam Darkin was the 1,000th like. We've gone well over it. I applaud you all. Normally I have Mad Marcus on with me, and he couldn't come on tonight, so I've had to really rely on you lot on the live comments, and you've been fantastic. So well done for getting 1,000 likes, because I can't do it without you. And Some people are falling asleep on the live comments. I don't rate Jones at all, Mark, says James Henry Sutcliffe. I've never really been a big fan of Phil Jones, but the big problem with Phil Jones, he's always been injury. He was playing quite well around November, December time, then he gets injured again and he comes back and he's crap. And to be honest with you, Phil Jones will never be a good Manchester United player because he will always pick up injuries. An injury, although is not the reason he's playing crap, it is because he was playing well up until December, playing week in, week out. He was up to pace, he was match fit, everything was going really well. And then he comes back from injury, looks rubbish, he looks rusty again. So there's just no future in Phil Jones at Manchester United. But I think he's another one. I think he's a bit like Fellaini. I think Mourinho likes him and wants to keep picking him. But Dan Murray, Jones' time is up, and I agree with you. I just don't rate Phil Jones. And whether you rate him or not, he'll never stay fit. He'll never stay fit. Right. How are we doing? These sort of games are what I call the... it's a good chance for a free kick here for Daley Blind, actually. Well, it's not a good chance. It is a good chance of a free kick because we've got a free kick. It's on the edge of the box. He's got a wand of a left foot. There's plenty of Manchester United players in the box who've got height. I'm looking at Fellaini. I'm looking at Smalling. I'm looking at Carrick. I'm not looking at Carrick because he's not playing. I'm looking at Zlatan. Let's try and get a goal. Here's the cross. Oh, thought Rojo was going to get on the end of it. It was just above Fellaini's head. Rojo's coming in really fast, but it just goes over his head. It would have been a bullet into the back of the net, but not quite. Not quite. A few people, Suleiman Sibi, saying we're just not good enough under Jose. There's a lot of negativity tonight. Just a bit of a shot there of the 200 odd United fans who've gone over to Russia. That's dedication for you. Diving again, and now Herrera's going to get a yellow card. There's so much diving. Referee has bought so many dives tonight. I mean, let's see. Herrera was slightly late. I mean, I'm always going to be fair and say, was it a yellow card? He might have caught him. He might have caught him. Frustration, I understand. You know, I understand if fans are getting frustrated. To be honest, in the grand scheme of things, the result tonight isn't something that massively concerns me because 1-1. I want to win the Europa League. What concerns me about the team being selected tonight is why Romero's playing in goal. I think it's, you know, not that Romero would have stopped the goal, but I think the team is just a little bit disrespectful of the tournament and the fans who want us to win this, because it's almost like Mourinho doesn't realise that the FA Cup won't get you in the Champions League, but this tournament will, because it's abundantly clear that he is prioritising the FA Cup. Now, whether is the FA Cup actually beneficial to Manchester United, or is the Europa League beneficial to Manchester United? Of course, the Europa League is more beneficial because it gets us into the Champions League, which means we can definitely sign better players. The FA Cup, I just think it's a vanity project that he doesn't want to go to Chelsea and get beaten again. So I was a bit disappointed by the selection of the team. However, 1-1 result today, doesn't matter who's on the pitch. It's not a bad result. It's not a bad result, 1-1, because we've got an away goal. And are Rostov going to beat us at Old Trafford? Nah, of course they're not. So we get through, and that's what the fans want. However, the frustration I sort of do understand, because I'm still very, very, very frustrated about the Bournemouth result, and there is a concern that we aren't playing that well at the moment. And I do get that. But winning when you're not playing well isn't a bad thing. We've not won this game, though, have we? Nigel Reed, Mark, you complain about everything. No, I don't. This is such a myth. I do not complain about everything. I spend 3 hours watching football matches with all of you lot and an hour before talking about football, and you focus in on anything that I say is negative. I am not negative at all. I've just spent half time backing up Paul Pogba when a lot of people are against him. I back Chris Smalling. I back the manager. But of course, I make comments about things that I don't agree with, because that is what football should be about. I don't agree with some of the team selections, and you're saying, well, you moan when he doesn't use the squad, you know when he does. This isn't the squad. This isn't the squad I like. The squad for me is people like Fosu Mensah and others. I don't think this is a great use of the squad, because these players aren't good enough. Phil Jones isn't good enough. I'd rather see Twansea be playing, but I'm not negative about this result. I think it's a good result. I'm trying to empathise with those people who are bored and not happy with it. I mean, I'm not unhappy with this result. I want us to win the Europa League, and Mourinho said he's going to take it seriously if we get past Rostov. I think he should be taking it seriously now, but we are going to get past Rostov, so of course I'm happy with this result. I think as long as we don't concede in the next 10 minutes, I think we've got a fantastic chance. Well, there's no reason we shouldn't. In fact, Martial here has got the left back on toast, gets past him, nearly a decent cross. In my head, Smalling is better than Phil Jones. Phone in tomorrow night if you've got a problem with it. I'll more than happily take the debate up with you, because if you're one of those people who think Chris Smalling is at fault for the goal today, then I'm sorry, you need to watch it back, mate. You really need to watch the goal back. Smalling's been culpable and made mistakes this year, none more so than the Chelsea game away back in October. But if you're trying to blame Chris Smalling for that goal, then I'm sorry, you don't understand football. You really don't. The ball goes over Smalling's head. He can't head it. And once it's gone over his head, it's not his responsibility. The player who scores the goal is being marked by Phil Jones a second before that ball's played. Phil Jones is looking along the line, so he knows that that person's not offside but tries to play it. He's got to go with the runner. It's Phil Jones' fault. Now, whether you want to have a pop at Phil Jones or just say it's bad luck or not, I don't care what you want to do. But to blame Chris Smalling about that goal, I'm sorry, quite frankly, is an agenda, because it's not. It's not his fault. He shouldn't have to, and people saying, oh, he didn't react quick enough. He doesn't have to react. He's playing a line with his centre backs. They're playing offside. Chris Smalling and Rojo don't do anything wrong. They have got their markers are 5 yards in front of them. They are holding a line. That's what you do as a defender. You hold a line. Phil Jones has got a player, and when that player makes the run, if Phil Jones has got any doubt that he's going to be onside, which is bloody obvious he's going to be onside because he's a yard in front of Phil Jones has got to go with the runner, and they don't score. So, I'm sorry, I'm not having Chris Smalling taking any blame for that goal, because it is not Chris Smalling's fault. It's not a goal to Rostov, whoever's put that up. Put it on a timeout, Marcus. Ian Molyneux, Smalling gave the ball away. Oh, Smalling gave the ball away in the lead up to the goal. Oh, did he really? So that's Smalling's fault, is it? Come on. Don't have agendas with players. Let's not be ridiculous. You know, I'm not a Fellaini fan, but he did really well to set that goal up, and he's the big reason why we scored. Let's not have agendas and try and follow the ball back to the, 2 weeks ago when Smalling slipped over, and that's why Jones messed up on the goal today. Come on. Let's actually be grown up and stop having an agenda. It's not Smalling's fault that it's 1-1. It's Phil Jones' fault, and let's move on from it. And to be totally honest, if United, whether it's Phil Jones' fault or not, we've had more than enough opportunity, and we've got more than a strong enough bench to change the tactics and actually go for the win. And we've not, like Chris Wells said, we've sat back and we've decided that a 1-1 draw is what we want. And ultimately, a 1-1 draw, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? We've got the away goal. We'll beat them at Old Trafford. So, you know what? There we go. Daniel Crow's Zlatan was a bigger influence on the goal. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that's a good tackle by Smalling there. Rostov are nearly through in on goal. I think it was Rojo, actually. Again, it's Phil Jones losing his man and Rojo with the cover tackle. I forgot what I was going to say. No, what I'm saying is I'm not... I don't like Fellaini in a Manchester United shirt. I'd love us to get rid of him. But he played a part in the goals. Zlatan obviously played the better part. I mean, all Fellaini did is control it with his chest, which is brilliant at, and play a 5-yard pass, which any footballer can. But I don't like I don't like it when people try and follow a phase of play back to try and blame a player. I mean, that's just ridiculous. If Phil Jones defends properly, Rostov don't score. And that's a fact. End of. Whatever you think about Chris Smalling, you're entitled to have that opinion. Of course you are. If you don't like him, that's fine. That's a debate, whatever. But don't try and blame him for a goal that is absolutely nothing to do with him. Pogba's an interesting one. I mean, I'm not going to defend. I mean, I am going to... Am I going to defend him? I'm not going to not... Oh, what am I doing? He's been a bit anonymous in this game, hasn't he? Let's be totally honest. Free kick here for... we've got about 5 minutes left. I mean, it'd be nice to nick something late on, but... keeper's got it. Such is life. Foul by Blind. Oh, no, not quite. It's Rostov on the attack. A shot from about 30 yards straight into the hands of Romero, who looks overjoyed with that catch. I will be live doing a live match reaction in about 5 minutes after the full-time whistle. I just need to set it up. So make sure you're subscribed and you've clicked the bell button, and you'll get a notification about that. Or just hang around on the channel because it will open up quite quickly. Also, live tonight at 10:30 will be my player ratings show. I like to have a little bit of gap between the two. And it'll be interesting player ratings because Manchester United man of the match is going to have to be a defensive person because that's pretty much what we've done. Although I did think Mkhitaryan played quite well. I know he had a tap in for a goal, but I did think he played quite well when he got the ball. But I mean, it's not been helped by the referee, has it? But you know what? I did say score draw would be. I said it in the first half, didn't I? I said a fantasy would be the win because a win is fantastic for us. But a score draw is great because 0-0 would have been okay, but the score draw gives us that away goal, so gives us a lot of comfort going into the second leg. And I just really hope that Mourinho does start to prioritise this tournament as and when we get past Rostov next Thursday, because he said it 2 days ago, if we get past Rostov, I'm going to have to take this tournament seriously, which suggests to me, and he's reflected in the team that he picked. I mean, the De Gea one was just baffling. I want him to take this seriously. I know why he wants to win the FA Cup game, but we won the FA Cup last year, and out of top four, Europa League and the FA Cup's the least priority, yet we're going to play all our first team in that game on Monday. This should be the priority. And we've got away with it tonight because Rostov aren't as good as I thought they were going to be. but the priority has got to be this tournament. So I'm very happy with the result, and hopefully when we get into the quarterfinals, presuming we do get through this tie, he will start picking the first team, because it's our best chance of winning, getting in the Champions League. We've got to be in the Champions League. I know we've been quite relaxed about it because there's still so much left in the season, but we are coming towards the business end of the season now. We cannot afford to drop any more points in the league, because we won't get top four. And if that avenue is closed off, the only other way in is through this tournament. So we do need to take it quite seriously. On another level, the reason I'm doing my match reaction after this, which is what I normally do, and then I'm waiting to do my player rating show at 10:30, which I hadn't explained why, UK time 10:30, is because I want to watch Leon play Roma. I want to watch Manolas. We might get a bit of Memphis. I want to watch Leon play Roma at 8:08. So I think that'll be an interesting game, because you know what, we need to look ahead and be hoping that we're going to play one of those teams. We do need to play better. I totally agree. We've still got 2 subs we could have used, and I think that's a good point, Luke Armstrong. We really have approached this game in a very negative manner. But if we come out of it with a score draw, it's a good result. I totally understand the negativity and the frustration. How the referee... Oh, he did give a free kick. I thought they'd nearly scored then. But it is a good result for us, and I certainly don't want to take away from that. But is the criticism justified? I don't know whether it is really. You know what? Blin's just gone off for Valencia now. I mean, that's just to fill a bit of time. But Jose Mourinho will be absolutely ecstatic with this result, because it's been workmanlike, and it's got us what he wants. For whatever reason, this is not his priority at the moment, and I do want that to change. Of course, I do. I think we all do, but it's not going to at the moment. And Carrick's on for Herrera. I mean, these are just defensive substitutions, but what do you expect? I'm just about to do something for you, actually, just so it makes it a little bit easier. We have still got a minute left. We're still live on here, but what I'm going to do is, let me do this for you, kids. I have actually just saved you the link to the live match reaction, so you can seamlessly go from this one when I end to the other one, which I'll be live within 2 minutes. Zlatan, I thought it was about to finish it there. Not quite, not quite. We're still on the attack though. If he switches the play, now he's got to get himself in the box. Oh, it's Valencia though, isn't it? He's got no cross on him. Into Pogba. Dinky cross. Fellaini. Oh, he can't edit. Bloody Fellaini. That's why Fellaini's rubbish in the air. It was a good cross by Valencia. Dinky cross. He's up for Fellaini and he's heading it at the corner flag. Oh, God. The chance was there. The chance was there. And it just didn't quite fall. Disappointing. Disappointing. But we've done it. We've got the draw. We should have won it. Thanks, Phil Jones. We could have won it at the end there. Thanks, Fellaini. But ultimately, I would have took 1-1 at the start of the game. My live match reaction is going to be in about 2 minutes' time. The link to that is in the video description. I literally will be about 2 minutes getting over there. So I'll see you over there in a minute with a full match reaction. Get over there, get commenting, give us your thoughts. I'll see you in a minute. Top line of the video description. Click on there and I will be there in, well, give me about 60 seconds. Give me 2 minutes.